So I have a recap this time. So no
Heck
popcorn recap this time. But getting into today's session, let's start off with a bit of a recap.
Epic.
Picking up where we last left off. The party returns to their room, ready to sleep for the night, when Sweet Daisy speaks with Octha. She says she's glad that Octha has their memories back and asks them about Annalise, who is the person resting inside Octha's body. She asks if it would be wise to hop into her dream, to speak with her, to attempt to gauge her standing. Octha is willing to go along with the plan, but the two decide that they must speak with the party first. And so, after waking them all up, Sweet Daisy goes to construct a platter of food for their discussion. But while there, Sweet Daisy sees a figure making his way up the stairs. And just on the end of seeing them, Sweet Daisy sees the unconscious and bloody form of Dacton in his arms. Surprised, Sweet Daisy alerts the party and pursues, following them all the way to the throne room where Dacton was sat, unconscious. The party unite, and realizing the figure who brought Dacton was gone, casts a restoration on him to wake him up. Confused, he wonders what happened. The party realize something must have gone down just recently in the evening, that he's likely in danger. Or at the very least, he was framed for something. Dacton brings the party to a panic room in his bedroom where they can speak freely. Inside this chamber, they spot a wall of words, a cipher key that the party had eventually found out. After spending some time trying to figure out its purpose, along with spotting a phrase along Dacton's sword that he had received for being chieftain, they decide to investigate further outside, leaving Dacton in the care of Declan inside the panic room. After exiting, half the party decided to rest as it was becoming later and later, and exhaustion was taking hold, while the other half would exit the tower and attempt to follow a trail. However, being unable to find a trail, one worth following, the party decides a night of rest would best be ahead of them. In the morning, plans are made to split again. Utgard and Tomotaro will investigate the city, attempt to find out what happened with Dacton last night. Cass and Octha will travel to Keimhurst, where all the dragon refugees are, to hopefully find a solution for Tarathiel's omniscient view of Ellisborn memories. And Sweet Daisy and Olsen will go speak with Sakaya to see if he is alright and attempt to learn more about the goings-on in the city. After calling Marks and teleporting Cass and Octha to Keimhurst, the party split and go their separate ways.
Oh boy, I don't like this, you guys.
Let's go! I'm excited. I'm in the safest area.
We hope.
We hope. Yeah, we hope.
Before we get into it, I have some XP to dole out.
Am I hitting level 12?
For immediately from level 10. For discovering the underground bar and aiding Dacton very quickly, you are all granted 750 experience points.
Yeah, we level up.
And
3,000 away.
Octha,
We do.
Oh,
you gain an additional 500 XP. Just you.
so I'm at 1250 gain.
Yes.
Woo!
Wait, what's our
2,500 more.
We're so epic.
Our total
We're-
currently, Mayor, is 78,200.
Oh, this is wait,
So-
hold on.
78200.
Wait.
So 750 for us.
Thank you, Spencer.
Yes, 750 for everybody, and then an additional 500 on top of that for Octha.
So what I'm hearing
I
is we're
lied.
epic.
I need more. I was on the wrong sheet. I need 3,000
Wow.
3,850 more to level up.
All right,
Are you-
guys.
are you at
let's
level
end the
11?
session right
No,
now so we
level
level
10.
up.
Hey, Spencer, what was that XP total again?
XP total is 78200.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, you guys can just use the XP change.
That's what I did,
Yeah.
but
That's what I
I,
did too.
Wait, when shouldn't we have? Or no, okay, never mind. Never mind.
No, yeah, everybody except Octha should all be at the exact same XP total.
I am now 3 levels behind.
Let's go.
As always, you guys level up at the end of the session.
Yes.
Hey guys, let's just end the session right now.
Alright, yep. That's a wrap.
mine's gonna be
That's
really
a
easy. Mine's gonna be a really easy level
Meredith,
up.
you still have your thing on the head, on your head.
Her laptop.
Exactly.
My little gnome hat.
yeah.
It's my laptop cover.
But
You look like
Getting
a
into
character
it.
from Little Nightmares. Sorry.
Yep.
Cass and Octha. The two of you enter the teleportation circle offered by Marx, and the very similar sensation of being transported elsewhere occurs, and suddenly you find yourself standing on an elevated position in the middle of the grand city of Keimhurst. And in the few moments of you gathering your bearings, looking around, it is entirely obvious that the entire city is under some sort of lockdown, or at the very least, high security. You can see from your vantage point all of the gates that lead in and out of the city are currently closed. Figures, seemingly refugees from other cities that have currently been attacked or destroyed, are just lining the streets, sleeping underneath shoddily made tents, while heavily armored royalist legions are patrolling the city, handing out food, breads, cured meats, the kind that can be made in mass production, are given out to all of the people on the streets. And constantly flying above head, you can see there are a dozen or so very heavily armored airships that are just constantly encircling the city and patrolling outward. Looking to your immediate vicinity, you can tell you are likely somewhere on the King's Palace grounds, somewhere that has an overlook over the city, as Marx stands beside you, kind of rolling his shoulders and dusting his clothes off.
Max, this doesn't look right. What's happening?
Well, nearly the entire continent is under war. Keimhurst is one of the largest cities that still isn't being attacked. Trafiel's armies are sweeping cities. Seems that we have no guess as to who they will attack next. The king has decreed that should any refugees make their way over here, we will do our best to accommodate them. Us and the Dragonkind are doing our best to support the king and the royalist. However, our allegiances lie entirely with the dragons. So, but that's neither here nor there. My sister should be elsewhere in the palace.
Yes, well, we didn't necessarily come to talk with just Bridget or Aaron. We have, to my understanding, you also possibly had the most access to the knowledge of your family.
Yes, my father was quite the researcher, to put it, and I was, along with, upholding the university, I was also the main curator for our library, so Bridget and I, both of us, have rather comparable knowledges of the extent of our late father.
Right, well, if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to meet up with all three of you. We have quite the hefty question, and we would need all the brains to try and answer it.
Certainly.
Plus, I would like to speak with Briga now that I have all my memories back. I need to let her know that a pupil, well, can't really learn anymore.
Right. Certainly. I think there's an empty room we can use. Follow me.
Alright.
And he leads you inside the palace proper, taking you through all the different hallways and chambers and rooms, and there are many soldiers posted in every single hall and every single room, just making sure nothing happens to any of the people inside the palace. These seem to be closer akin to a king's guard, not so much the royalist soldiers that are out on the city streets right now. Their armor is more decorated. They wear the king's colors and have both they have two swords with them and also holding a spear and a shield. But Marx eventually leads you beyond into kind of like a side chamber, relatively close to where the King's Guard rest, the barracks inside the palace. It's a well-furnished room, a few armchairs, a table in the center, some bookshelves, and no windows to look out to the outside. And he kind of motions and says, I will go retrieve Bridget.
And Erin, I believe we need to speak with her as well.
Erin as well, certainly. I will be back momentarily.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember why we needed to speak with Erin, but I remember we
You needed to speak with us. We don't know why.
Right, okay.
I am gonna use.
Our ship blew up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use detect magic to scout the room. You know.
You throw up detect magic, and immediately you notice that there are all of these different near invisible sigils that have been written in the corners of the room. A kind of abjuration, something that blocks divine seeing and also direct transportation into this room. Some sort of of a protective ward.
Can I get, if I use identify, can I get the name of the spell, or is it an unnamed just effect?
It's just an effect. It's not exactly a spell. It seems to be closer to like a rune, like runes that are written, and
Right. Okay.
the magic effect is just ambient. But Marx takes his leave to go retrieve his siblings. And it would appear my food is here, so the DM is also going to take his leave of you.
Short break, everyone. Short break.
Short break.
Short break. Numbers in the camera.
4, 3, 2, 1. Taking a short break. Abort break. To talk about our sponsor. This cool little slinky.
Our Patreon.
Oh.
That doesn't exist
That
yet.
doesn't exist.
We don't have a Patreon.
We can make one.
We're gonna make a TikTok pretty soon.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
We're gonna cash in on that short form content.
Exactly. That's why I got
I hear it.
That's why I got
We
the
could.
ring light.
We could also make a Patreon.
We could. I don't.
It's free to set up and doesn't require anything other than just like, you know.
We're pretty epic.
You should give us all your money.
Not all of it, but like 90% of every paycheck.
When you roll a nat 1 in Dungeons and Dragons and then it cuts to the short.
Yeah.
If we got like $1,
It's only nat 20s.
if we got like $1 on Patreon, would we all get like 10 cents?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
the
brother.
best 10 cents of our lives.
Yeah, well the thing is if they
Alright,
sign up on Patreon, it's a monthly subscription. So it would be 10 cents every month.
Every month. We're rich. We'll be rich in
Passive
the 10
income.
cents.
Anyway,
What would
Okay.
be our
10 cent income.
goals? You would
10.
need to. It's a give and take.
No,
You
I'm
know?
back. I'm back.
We'll figure it out.
We're done.
That's
We're
Kickstarter.
talking
Calm
about
down. Calm down.
We don't get to give shit.
it. But yes, Marks takes his leave. Is there anything you would like to do while he is retrieving Bridget and Aaron?
Yeah.
Magic isn't halted in here, right? It's just.
Yeah, no,
It's
magic.
just
It is not.
trying and-
It's not anti-magic. It is just abjuration to protect against divination and teleportation into this room.
Cass, I want to tell you this just because I'm not going to let anybody stop me or Daisy from doing it, but I'm going to speak with someone, and it might get a little dangerous, but I just want you to. That's the reason why we woke everybody up.
In a dream, I imagine.
Yeah, it's just everything else kind of happened really fast.
Well, considering you woke us all up, I imagine you were going to do it with us all present, so
We were.
I have no qualms against it.
Alright.
If we're all there and able to protect each other, then do what you see fit. Just, I think it's unwise to look into the future or past right now, but other than that.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing that. We've already done that, and it was... You know, there's no point in
and that-
rehashing an old episode. But I just wanted to...
Imagine if our life was played in episodes. We'd be
weird.
one hell of a
so
show.
weird.
What episode would that be?
I think we'd be on
It's up in the
66.
corner.
I think we'd be
Up
on
in the
66.
Those would be
corner.
long episodes.
Yeah, I'd imagine we're on 66 or so about now. Speaking
Up in the corner.
of, I forgot to change the session number. We're on 66.
Nose starts bleeding.
I take 10d20 psychic damage.
You die.
God.
That's how Octa dies.
I hope. I don't think we'll have time, but I hope, at least in passing, I'm able to see either Andre or Tomet.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can call them into the room, you know? So that you can
Yes.
see your boys before we leave.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna tell Bridget.
It's not like it was your fault, just more.
Right? but,
Hopefully you can pick it back up.
you know, I was like his second favorite pupil, and then now I can't even be her pupil. Kind of
Well,
feels like
she's-
part of me is missing, you know?
Well, aren't you doing more classical arcane magics now?
This is true, but she seemed a lot more interested in teaching me how to
That-
name than any arcane spell that she's learned and used in our presence.
That's that may be true, but that was also before we bombarded our way into her life with bulldozers.
Well, and after, she still refuses to teach me the little, like, book-to-head read-it-all thingy. I still haven't been...
Maybe we
She still
maybe we
refuses
can
that.
convince her. Maybe we can convince her to write a scroll at least.
Hopefully.
That's how that works, right? You can copy from scrolls.
No, but I can at least cast from the scroll.
Aren't you a wizard?
No, I'm a sorcerer.
Sorcerer.
A sorcerer. Okay.
I was training to be a wizard. But then
Ah.
everything happened with the hag. Well, okay, everything kind of happened with a manticore, and then I stopped my trainings to
A
stop.
manticore? This is
It was a manticore. It wasn't like attacking us or anything. It just showed up at the sanctuary, so I was taking care of it, and then through that I was
Oh.
like, I started caring more about the sanctuary than the magic. So then I just started relying more on my sorcerer abilities than my learned wizard stuff.
I see.
Yeah, and then the hag happened, and Elise happened. So
Right.
you know.
Around this time, Mark returns, and in tow is both Bridget and Aaron. Bridget, you can see she is wearing her her normal robes, the clothes that you've seen her wear pretty much every day of her life.
Hi, Briga.
Holding her staff, but you can see the sleeve of the arm that was, lost during the fight with Agranath. That sleeve is just kind of like torn at the hemming up at the shoulder, and you can see the prosthetic arm is now showing there. And Erin steps in afterwards. She is wearing the kind of like heavy fur armor, the long kind of like braided hair, and the 2 axe on her back.
Can I just kind
all
of
3 of them.
run up and hug the 2 of them?
Yeah. You just run up and hug them, and you can see Bridget kind of is taken a little aback by that, and she's like,
It's okay. I have my memories again.
"Oh, good.
Yeah.
I was afraid that I look very approachable, where people are strangers just come up and run and hug me.
Oh no,
Because
yeah,
last I know that
you look very imposing.
I don't believe you.
Oh, you should. You got a cool metal arm, and I'm just gonna like flick it.
Yeah.
Like Cass is
I
gonna
guess.
walk over and he's gonna walk over and look at Aaron and go,
It's good to see you again, Aaron. It's been a while.
Yes. It has. Yeah. So. I'll talk after. And so
right.
she kind of goes and takes one of the seats, and then Bridget kind of like walks over to the table and says, "So, I hear you have something to tell us."
Cass is gonna heave a sigh and he's gonna sit down in a chair, and as he does, he probably looks like Frayne in his old age as he does. Stress can do that to someone, just make them feel a lot older than they are.
Right, well, let me start with the big thing. Everything you have said to me, and will say to me, Tarathiel knows.
What? What do you mean?
I mean, he is capable of absorbing the memories of Ellisborn.
I will amend that and say the memories that are currently created. So, anything that is currently happening, he can observe.
Right, so...
So he, we can assume he knows that this is happening?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fun.
So... I have meaned to inquire with you.
Oh. I'm so sorry. I'll be back, guys.
All good.
No problem.
What Cass was trying to say before his mind was rudely interrupted.
He got ascending.
Yeah. This is a really long one.
There's just 25 supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
It is one word.
Yeah, one word. That's one word.
Mayor, can you please start sending that to our enemies? Just... Yes, 25 times every sending to
Oh
them.
my god.
Actually, what you need to send to them 25 times is not supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's this. That's apparently the longest English word.
It's what? 50,
Just like-
53 letters or something like that, right?
It's 45 letters.
45.
apparently.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I could just like
It's
start staying up later and later and then use the 25 words to just
yeah.
an alarm in the middle of the night.
Like right into somebody's fucking brain.
Trying to listen to a pronunciation of it so I can say it.
I just realized that's the sound of your slinky, Jacob. I was trying to figure out for the life of me what the fuck that noise was.
You fucking bastard.
Yeah.
Because I was like, who's like tearing paper in my ears? And I was looking at it, and then I saw like the barest hint of the slinky, and I was like, that's what it is.
We all need to show off.
What? Where did he go? Was that
I
a word?
mispressed something.
Show me this guy's balls, please.
I mispressed Spencer sessions while I was trying to like. Show me this guy balls. So I zoomed. I was looking at a chat and I wanted to go back to see everybody, and then I clicked on Spencer sessions. Hello.
Hello.
I'm saying we should
Okay.
get all of our fidget toys out. They're fidgeting on camera.
I've already got
I don't
one.
have any fidget toys.
Kyle doesn't have ADHD? Whoa!
You have a fidget toy? You have your knife. Or it's not a knife.
The
Hold
butterfly.
on.
The fake
the
butterfly
bell
knife.
That
yeah.
is a fidget toy.
It is. The bell.
That is absolutely a fidget toy.
You spin so fast and pinch yourself with.
When I use like a balisong or any like fidget toy, I have to like focus on what I'm doing with it. So I can't like actively use it while doing something else.
Damn.
That's fine.
You're just not ADHD pilled enough for that.
Yeah.
Is he-
I mean, I
is he
just don't
looking?
have ADHD.
Yeah, I wonder what that's like.
I wonder, man.
I don't know what it's like to not have any brain thing because I do have OCD. So.
Right.
I feel that. Kinda.
I have like the weirdest form of OCD. Like I love 90-degree angles for some reason. Like right now on my desk I have a MTG life
Sorry about
counter like
that.
commander zone area. And I have it perfectly lined up with my dice mat, and they're both perfectly lined up with my monitor. And like that's where I play at.
Hello, I return.
Welcome back.
We gotta
He's
get
back.
back in. The conversation.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. It's not the same without Lex, dude.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, as you were saying,
Well, we had come because the Ortorn holds a vast amount of knowledge we could find nowhere else. So, I am praying that you might have some way to rectify this.
you can see Bridget, her eyes kind of fall down to the table, and Mark's kind of begins stroking his chin. He's like, if we assume that this power is held within the ability of Tarathiel himself, I'm unsure of any means of blocking that kind of connection if it has to do with memory. Oh, memories, apologies. I just
Right.
ate.
Is that a chicken bone?
Then
You know dragons aren't
allow-
supposed to eat those, right?
But I'm looking over my vast array of at least what I can remember.
I killed a bear.
Oh my god. Mark's. I apologize. I don't know if I know of anything like that.
Then let me bring forward an idea. Focus less
can
on the
see-
memory aspect and more on the Ellisborn aspect. I understand that there are spells that obviously wouldn't affect us upon death, but there are spells that change races entirely. Is there any way to do that while someone is still alive and to an Ellisborn?
Are you asking to be reincarnated, Cass?
You can see Bridget kind of sits up a bit straighter, turns
I
over and
have.
looks you straight in the eyes, Cass.
Mhm.
And just says, I can do it.
Would you have to kill him first, or
I have
No.
full trust.
no?
You wouldn't have to kill me. Well,
No.
That
Sit
does
down.
make me feel a lot better. Okay.
Wait,
Setting up.
which of the ideas are we doing? Are we doing the blocking the memory or the changing the race?
I can explain. I can do it through naming.
Oh,
I hadn't even thought about that.
yeah.
Would
I
that
can
not
change your name where your soul is forcibly restores your body to the form you had before you died.
So you'd be Frayne again?
In body and physicality. If done properly, your memories will stay. Everything will stay the same, but you will return how you were before you were dead. And you will no
Cass-
longer be Ellisborn.
Right. I was expecting a much worse outcome. You sound very scared, though.
If done.
She looks over to you, Octha, and says, "Before, when it came to changing your own name, I told you that it was dangerous and always led to death.
Or insanity.
Or insanity. But I was not being entirely truthful with you.
Harsh, but okay.
In truth, it is incredibly difficult, but it can be done perfectly. Your being is irrevocably changed, and you will continue to grow and change.
In
Just
Cass sense motive, Bridget,
different.
is this gonna do something to her?
If you want. It takes decades of training and a deep level of understanding of the art of naming in order to pull it off properly. Things that I have spent the past hundreds of years doing. So it was just easier to lie and say that it will never work to you, to prevent you from doing anything stupid.
Look, it's okay. I get it. I would have liked to have reached that point, but I have some bad news on that front. I'm actually not able to name anymore.
What do you mean?
Just after I got all dead and everything, I kind of lost the abilities of my summoning and my naming, and I'm gonna pull out just Baby Fair Doom.
I see.
I mean, if it's
Yes.
possible to relearn it, that would be awesome, but I don't know, it seems like there's like a mental block there.
I have a few theories as to how easily you are able to pick up naming in the first place. Most theories probably has to do with the fact that you were using a soul that was not your own, and one that was more proficient in casting and magic than you were,
And I mean,
or are now.
to be fair, it wasn't a near-death experience, it was just a full death experience. Learned that I had died previously.
I see.
Yeah,
We can
we can talk about it.
speak on that later.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then she turns back to you, Cass. I can do it, but understand there is a very slim chance that it won't work.
Cass is
No
gonna pull out
matter-
his like journal essentially, and he's gonna hand it to Octha.
No matter how capable I am at naming and doing all of this, there's still a chance that something can go wrong. I can do my best to minimize this chance, but it's a risk you have to understand before going into it.
It's a risk I was understanding before I even spoke to you. Do you mind calling in Andre and Tomit just in case?
Of course. But doing this ritual, this changing of your name, it is going to take a lot out of me. Maybe out of commission for a few days. So I would prefer if you were all together so I can do it at once.
Right. Okay.
I mean, the others are back in the city.
Yeah, we should probably bring them here, though. That city
Yeah.
isn't necessarily
Not safe.
safe. So that means we'll be back probably either tonight or tomorrow.
I mean, we can just stay. And
That's true, we could just stay.
Because while this is a very important thing that we need to discuss, we have more to discuss after.
No, you're right. That's a smarter plan. All right.
I'll let Tomo know.
Okay.
Yeah. Cass looks at you and just nods.
Yeah, no, it's been a pretty open communication line since. We're good.
Cass will look up to Bridget as they see Octa just like kind of. Does Octa do any animate movements while talking?
It's probably like the normal like hand gestures and stuff, but like face doesn't change at all. So it's like, ooh, wait, sorry, Slinky's falling off desk. It's probably like.
You could see as you're doing that, Bridget just kind of says, "What are they doing? What is happening?"
Permanent telepathy with Tomo.
I've learned how to trick, and I'm I'm learning to glove right now.
We'll unpack that later.
We don't have time to unpack all of that.
The fuck?
What, Mary? You're muted.
What is gloving?
It's a rave thing. Basically, like people wear little LED lights on the ends of gloves and then like dance.
They like Vogue?
It's a little bit more intricate than that, but yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like the rave under the bridge?
That video?
Yes.
Quality video.
That is
It's-
exactly
yeah.
what I was thinking.
It's
Classic
that,
YouTube.
yeah.
Classic old YouTube right there.
I could post a GIF.
But yes, Bridget just says, "Well, as long as you and everybody else are okay with the risk. But again, I will tell you the risk. If it fails, your name will irrevocably be damaged. It will be sundered from your being, and it will be as if you never existed."
Oh.
As scary as that sounds, I really hope Kyle doesn't just end 3 party members' lives with a failed naming off of one of our friendly NPCs.
It would
I think Kyle is gonna roll a D100 and there's a 1% chance is what I'm thinking.
That would be my thought too. But
Yeah.
If you want me to tell you what the stakes are right now out of game,
That would be cool.
what will be
I want to
happening
know.
Yeah, I want to know.
during all of the Ellisborn party members who are undergoing the ritual, I am one by one going to have each of you roll a D100, and I am going to roll a D100, and if the numbers match,
No.
then the naming fails.
then you die.
No. Hey, that's 1 in 1,000. It's wild that it's happened twice during this campaign,
Yeah.
but it has happened twice during this campaign.
The non-Ellsford character should roll 2 for the meme.
Yeah,
not-
just for the meme.
That makes me
That's-
so nervous.
Yeah. That's a better chance than what I was thinking. So, Cass is gonna look at Bridget and go, "I'm going to be honest, I was expecting more of a 50-50 shot. So the fact that you just told
No,
me there's a
it's-
slim chance is
Look,
heartening."
it's me you're dealing with. This is what I've done for the past almost 500 years. Give me more credit than that.
I wasn't thinking naming, to be honest, Bridget. So, I have full confidence in you.
Thank you.
And I'll let you know, if the worst comes to worst, with me at least, I could never think poorly of any of you.
Thank you.
I mean, in a weird way, you're all kind of Utgard's children too, so I don't think he would.
We
Kind
haven't
of
told them.
unpacking that.
We haven't told them about that.
I know, but
Right.
Wait, what?
Lots of things to
Huh?
discuss later.
Wait,
they're all born of Jormungandr.
So
They're all like
they're
your
not,
nieces and nephews.
Not necessarily.
well, we don't know that yet.
That's
We don't-
true.
We also
But
don't
we
know that
know.
if they came from Jormungandr, but there's a chance.
Yeah.
I'm not worried, guys. I'm notoriously so good at rolling D100s.
Famously.
Famously,
great
Lex
at
is
it.
amazing at rolling D100s.
I
Never
unironically
done
think so. There's two outcomes where I think it would be actually hilarious. Or there's one where I think it would be is where it's
Everyone
me
dies.
and Cass die and then Tomo lives. It's just like
No, it would be funny if you all rolled the exact same die.
I think it would be hilarious if Tomo lost all of their memories right after Octa got all of theirs back. It would also be extremely sad.
We're just turning into Supernatural at this point. You just keep trading lives.
Yeah.
because then I would be on my third character, and I think that I think that would be just
But,
incredible.
Bridget stands up. She says,
I think if that ever came to pass, I would just throw Awen at the party.
No, you gotta
he's
play.
here.
No, you
No,
gotta play
because he's
both
a
of the
high-
siblings.
He's a high enough level that it would make sense for him joining you guys. So,
God.
You gotta
Hey.
play. You play two separate characters. You play the brothers that own that magic
we
shop.
can talk
down
on
there.
this later. But Bridget stands up. And she says, I assume this is something you would wish to do as soon as possible.
Like, probably today, if possible.
Earliest I can do it is tonight. I need to prepare.
yes, and that's the earliest we can actually do it. They're currently gathering information to the city. So,
Understood.
I
I should go. Begin preparing now.
mean,
Cass is gonna stand, and he's gonna look at Tomo, and he's going to... It was Utgard and Tomo are together, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Utgard and Tomo are together.
Utgard, Tomo, Nolson, and Sweet Daisy are all together, and then it's just us two here.
Well,
Right,
No, yeah,
so I
Nolson
imagine-
and Sweet Daisy went to go speak with Zakai, and then Tomo and Utgard
Oh, right.
are in the city.
I imagine Tomo and Utgard are going to do their due diligence. That is a Spencer problem. Spencer problem, not a
Due
calf.
diligence.
Due diligence.
Due diligence. And absorb this information.
Yeah, I already let Tomo somewhat the plan. I was planning on calling him again as we kind of like transition over to all of them, in focus.
But Bridget
Well,
says, Marks, you know where to take them. Mark kind of nods. Bridget turns and says, well, see you tonight then. She turns and leaves the room.
What did she say?
She said, see you all tonight then.
Oh, see what. Alright.
You can see Erin is sitting in the chair, kind of has her hands folded and looking down. She's been just quietly listening to the conversation.
Cass is gonna look at Aaron and go, right, would you like to wait until everyone's here?
No, I should be good. Just, I don't know, kind of seems silly to... ask about it now.
No, you could.
Ask anything you would like.
Yeah, we're willing to answer.
Just we have more important things to do.
Well, then if it's not
Yeah, I
important,
just
it'll be
destroyed-
quick, and then it won't even matter because we're not on a tight time schedule.
Aaron, both me and Octa are now just going to be here for the day, so
Yeah.
we have time.
Yeah, She kind of like thinks for a moment and looks up at you and just says, I was going to ask to see Redwood's grave.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
But I have more important things to do here. This was before everything happened. But
Cass is gonna pull out. They probably have several maps at this point.
Yeah.
Would that be good to assume, Kyle?
yeah.
He's gonna pull out a map. He's gonna lay it out, and then he's going to circle a point, and then on the back of the map, he's gonna write very precise directions to where it is, fold it up, and hand it to Aaron and say, in case we don't get the chance for any reason whatsoever. Because that's just something we have to think about now.
She takes the map. Thank you.
Just be careful, there's kind of a demon army near there, so.
I've dealt with worse.
I know you have.
It's Erin. She can do anything.
That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna worry.
It's a really big demon army.
Thank
Erin,
you
you
for
might-
your concern anyway.
Erin, you three might not be mine, but you're a dear friends, children, and that makes you family enough in my eyes.
Thank you. That doesn't mean a lot. Especially coming from you.
Cass is gonna ruffle her hair.
Well, I didn't have much time to spare. Some meetings I have to go attend to. Hope to see you around, I guess, if you're staying.
It was good seeing you. Please drop in while we're here.
Yeah, I will. She just stands up, looks down at the map you handed her, kind of gently puts it in one of her bags, waves and leaves, leaving just the two of you and Marks. So I suppose later I should go and retrieve the others.
Yeah, like we were talking about, Tomo and I have kind of a permanent telepathic bond, so I think they'll let us know when everybody's ready.
Certainly. Just give me the word, and it'll be off.
Alright. I did have a question for you, but I kind of... Oh, no, I remember my question. Are all the spell scales here too, or are they still on the isle?
The spell scales were taken to a different territory. One place they would be amongst other spell scales.
Okay.
They were taken to
ensured such.
Grintham, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
That makes sense.
So, their leader is very capable, so I know that they are in good hands.
Yeah, I met him. Seems very wise.
Yes, indeed. And as
So, like, what do you like to do in your free time?
Cass is gonna
Your-
pat both of their shoulders as he starts walking towards the edge of the room and looks back at Marks and is like, where might I find those two troublemakers?
the main council chamber.
Right. Well, you'll know where to find me.
Alright.
Kind of tips an imaginary hat to you. As the meeting between Mark's Bridget, Aaron, and the two of you subside as you go your separate ways. Bridget preparing to perform the ritual later in the evening. Utgard and Tomotaru.
Was he pretending to tip a fedora?
Not a
Dragon.
fedora. Not a fedora, just like a...
I unmuted for that.
Madragon.
Simply foul.
My dragon.
But
My daddy.
Utgard and Tomo, the two of you make your way to the bottom of the tower, intent on investigating the city, attempting to find whatever happened. I don't know why my mind blanked on that word, but it did. Trying to find out what happened with Daktin the night prior. You have not received the message from Oktha yet. But what would the two of you like to do?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, quick question.
Yes.
Where is the drawing room, where it was like technically the last time I saw
The drawing room was next to the throne room.
the throne room?
Mm-hmm.
Where is that? Could we have gone there first?
If you wanted, yeah.
I would like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
You, before exiting the tower, you make your way to the drawing room. It is just beside the main throne room hall. Pretty much the same as when you saw it with Oktha. The nice chairs, the coffee table, the bookshelves. There's no fire in the fire pit. Just an empty drawing room.
Is there something in specific you're looking for?
Wished I knew, but I figure the best way to start is by his last known location. At least to me.
As good a place as any, I suppose.
Hopefully we can retrace the steps, though. Don't know how easy that'll be here. How can I... Is there... I don't want to say like a business calendar or like a schedule or something. Maybe an itinerary.
Can I log into his
Unfortunately,
Outlook?
no. Unfortunately, no. There's no such thing in the drawing room, at least.
Okay. And like the tea that we had and stuff is all like it's gone and put away.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So I can assume because of that, and if I touch the stones in the fireplace, I'm gonna guess they're cold.
They're cold, yeah.
Okay, so I can assume that he left not in a hurry, unless I guess there's maids. Oh my god, maybe we talked to some maids.
But it was late at night, so they weren't active, right?
Yeah, the servants were not doing their thing that late at night.
Right, but maybe they know of his nightly routine. Maybe he likes to go stargaze.
Well, if we want to find out his nightly routine, we could just go ask him.
Can't go back in the room. We can't get down there. It's sealed.
Well, how are we supposed to meet up with him again?
See, this is what I realized at the end of last session. We can't.
You would know that if you just, like tap where the surface of the safe room is, they would potentially be able to hear it.
Oh.
Because Only the chieftain and whoever the chieftain tells supposedly knows where the safe room is. So,
Yeah.
We could just go ask him then.
I thought we did do that. He
Of his
didn't know.
nightly routine.
Or like, I guess where he was.
Well, yeah, because he
Okay.
said that he went to bed and then woke up there.
Toma's gonna pace a little bit. And he's trying to Pepe Sylvia what he knows.
okay.
The red string of
Um,
fate all over.
Look, let's think. While you think, just follow me, would you? And Ugarad's gonna go out of the tower and go into the make his way to the bar, the hidden bar.
Oh, okay. Yep. You go down all the many flights of the tower and begin making your way through the city streets. Could I have you make... One moment. Oh boy.
Oh boy, I don't like oh boys.
Okay. Can I have you make just a listen check?
Interesting.
Each of us or just Utgard?
Just you good.
We got this. You're known for this.
I'm gonna use my mantle of second chances.
Okay.
That's way better. That is a 17.
17? Okay. Yeah. As you begin making your way towards the underground bar that you had known before, you detect maybe a few blocks away, just on the outer range of what you are able to hear, there is quite a bit of commotion, lots of talking, maybe a bit of shouting, but nothing so much as like a panic.
I suppose I'll head over and see what the commotion is about.
Okay. You kind of divert your path and you make your way into kind of like the more upper echelon, more well-to-do homes and estates. And you can see on one of the street corners, there's a large crowd. Hundreds of people are gathered around this house, and they're kind of like, people are like standing on their toes, trying to look over people's heads. And they seem to be looking at something.
I'd like to think that Tomo is so up in his head that Utgard has to be like, Tomo, I'm going this way. When like Utgard starts to change his direction.
Guiding Tomo's shoulders.
Can I make a spot check to see if I can see what they are looking at?
Sure, make a spot check.
That is a 17.
17. You make your way to like the very back of the crowd, and you're kind of like trying to peer over people's heads, trying to catch glimpses. You can see they're all staring at a broken in front door. And you catch glimpses of a few guards, lion lycanthropes, standing position, and they're kind of having their hands held out to kind of like hold back the crowd. But beyond that, you can't see. You would have to shove your way through the crowd in order to actually like see what's happening.
I'm gonna turn to just whoever's next to me and be like, "What's happening? Whose house is this? Do you know?"
You turn and you can see who you came to stand next to is this very elderly lady, probably missing a lot of teeth, very short ash gray hair, and she kind of like has one hand behind her back and another is holding a pipe, and she just says, "Murder."
Murder. I thought that here there was very low crime, not much murder here.
Here, the rich neighborhoods, yes. It is very unlikely. Go in the wrong part of town and that's a different story.
Fair enough. Do you know who was murdered?
Yeah. One of the High Council members.
Do you know which one?
One of them.
She pulls out a note.
Pulling out my notes.
What?
This is the wrong-
Stockton literally taking it down from the inside. Look at him taking initiative.
No,
He didn't do
I
that.
think
He's
I
fine.
think Tarathiel might have killed one of the people that could have turned against him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It was a Dacton sympathizer. I think it was
It's gonna be
coup on
the-
the coup.
It's gonna be
I think it's gonna be the
before
lady
Kyle
or the
answers,
monkey.
My guess, yeah, it's gonna be the lady. Is my guess.
I was open to
No,
my
I don't think it's gonna be her.
my wrong.
I don't think it's gonna be her just because we're in a high neighborhood.
Yeah, 'cause she
I
was very
really,
living.
I don't want it to be the bookstore owner, but I feel like it might be.
Yeah.
Nah, it's gonna be Bonu.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not gonna be.
That's
You
my guess.
ask who it was, and she kind of looks out and says, "Imara."
Which one was that? Can I remember?
You didn't meet her yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
You gotta remember, they're in like the upper echelon area, Cameron, and Banu was very much, I live in my free clinic. Like in the
yeah,
lower
but
city.
you know, it could be put on display.
Do
But bodies could be moved.
Yeah.
do they know who murdered them?
That's what the detectives are looking for. Killed in her own home. A shame. But you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do to eat the rich. And she starts walking away.
Yeah.
Is this Miss
I
Pepperbottom?
love her.
We
It's all
say
there.
as we're fully dripped out in very expensive gear.
I don't know what you're
We don't
talking
talk about
about. I am not liquid at all. I'm broke as shit.
You're just wearing your wealth. You wear your wealth.
Lex, I would like to see them try and eat Utgard. He has a 45 AC.
This meat is very rough.
It's made of diamonds.
You're
You
just
know,
eating
it's
my
just
armor.
like, we also know the minute this is over, all that wealth is just going to the people.
She just walks away. She leaves. She's seemingly disinterested with whatever's happened. It just kind of takes a drag of her pipe and then disappears in an alleyway.
Can I smell blood? Like, is there... Like, basically, if there's a lot of blood, it would have been like a super gruesome murder.
Do you want to make a spot check using your scent?
Kyle. It's like my character was built around it. That is
It
going
might
to
be
be
dried blood. I don't know.
a lot. That is a 16 on the die. Hello. Spot, which is 38.
All right. Yeah, you kind of start smelling the air, and it's not exactly fresh blood. It's more dried blood. From how strong it is, you can't tell if it was a. You can't tell if it was a heavy conflict, like if there was a lot of fighting, but more. There seemed to be some kind of a struggle with how much blood you can detect on the air coming from the staved-in door.
I love this like really happy music with the really dark tone of what we're talking about currently.
A murder.
Yeah.
Murder.
Utgard's gonna start pushing through the crowd, trying to get to the front.
All right, give me a ordinary strength ability check. Just roll a d20 and add your strength modifier.
I was about to say I'm good at those, but we'll see.
I'm just gonna fly.
That's a 15.
15. Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to do where People are just trying to trying to catch any glimpse, and it's easier towards the back where people are just kind of standing wondering what's going on. You just kind of shoulder your way through them. You can see a few people kind of like stumble a little bit and are surprised to see you, but the moment they see how big you are, they're like, oh, all right.
With my armor, my shield, my giant glaive.
Yeah, but you do eventually very slowly push your way to the very front, and once you reach the very front, one of the guards kind of like says, no civilians, this is an active crime scene.
I am not a civilian. And he's going to show the emissary of Tarathiel ring, or the badge.
The badge.
Share the little share.
I'm gonna land next to him and pull out mine as well.
You can see he kind of leans in very close, inspecting the badges, and says, all right, just don't get in the detective's way. And he kind of steps aside and lets you enter.
We won't. And Utgard will enter the house.
You enter the house, and you can tell immediately from the scene in front of you that all of the action happened here in the entry foyer. You can see in the very center of this room was seemingly a table that is knocked over and the legs are kind of splintered. At the very end of the wall, you can see there is a curved staircase that goes up to a second floor, and then two archways that lead to the other doors of other rooms of the first floor. There are dried blood in arcs across the floor, and the body of Imara herself is kind of slumped against the far wall. Numerous stab and cut wounds are pierced both her chest and her neck. And there are two detectives currently. The first you can see is holding this wide, almost sketchbook as she is sketching the entire scene. She is, both of them seem to be human of some sort. The one sketching has kind of a pale complexion, short blonde hair, wearing a very proper suit. And the second detective, she has a darker kind of ebony skin tone, and she's crouched next to Imara and is investigating her wounds. Long, kind of black curly hair that is pulled into a very fluffy bun, and almost identical clothing, very, very like a suit. And she, the one who's sketching, turns to look at you and says, can I help you?
My name is Utgard. I saw the commotion. Figured I might be able to lend a hand. I am a friend of the chieftain. And this is Tomotaru.
Gonna flash the badge like FBI agents do.
And you can see, as she's continuing her sketch, the darker skinned detective who is investigating the body kind of stands up and kind of brushes off her hands, turns to you both and says, I don't remember asking for help. Who sent you?
No one sent us. I always try and lend a hand where I can.
Right. All right then, Mr. Good Samaritan. My name's Mara. This is Kali. We're the detectives on this case. Tell me, what is it you see? And she gestures to the crime scene.
Can I take a closer look at the body to see if there are the obvious slash wounds, but can I see if there are any more hidden ones that are trying to be obfuscated by the stab wounds?
Sure. You go and you reach out to try and investigate the body further, but before you can make contact with the body, Mara just kind of quickly grabs your wrist and says, not until the autopsy.
No backup.
We leave the crime scene how it is.
Yeah.
They do the autopsy at the crime scene?
No, but you
I-
have to leave the bodies where it is. So.
Can I probably like a weirdo stand in a corner that's like away from the main door to get like just an angle on this whole scene? Like, I want to try to see like or pick up on like if because there's a lot of blood you said like splattered on the walls in like arcs, right?
Mhm.
So I want to see if there's like any blood trails like or like drips leading away to indicate an exit, or if like there's anything evidence at the table suggesting that she did start there, or if this is just like extra stuff that was thrown about.
Could you give me an appraise check, please?
Oh no. I mean,
Can I help with that?
Sure. You can make it with a +2. With your card.
it's not. Guys, I'm not built to appraise. 9.
Total?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of like
9.
go into the corner and kind of take in the entire crime scene, and there's nothing obvious that would indicate that anybody had left this foyer area during the scuffle. No blood trails, no footprints, nothing that you can immediately see. All of this appears to just be natural results of some sort of fight that occurred.
Well,
Like
it
the
looks to
bodies-
be a particularly gruesome death. More violent
Yes.
than I would think.
Thank you for your keen eye.
Oh, please! You
turns-
asked me what I saw. I tell you what I see.
Yes, I know. And I'm trying to see if there's something that you can see that I can't, the trained detective. And she turns to motion at the scene and she
Got him.
says, obviously a fight, yes. And judging from the position of the body, along with where the blood has landed, along with, well, what we know to be Amara's training, most of this blood appears to be hers, but there are a few splatters, and you can see she motions to the table around the tabletop and the legs. You can see there are very small, minute amounts of blood, perhaps from an impact. Replaying a scene in my mind as best I can, I don't see a reason why an assailant would wish to collide her into a table if the only reason I can see is if Amara was unarmed and this was her way of fighting back. So not only will we have to do some investigations on the blood, we will see if this blood does indeed belong to Imara, or if any of this blood even belongs to her at all. That is indeed a possibility, very unlikely, but
How long did she serve on the council?
2 years, I want to say. I don't really keep track of the council very closely myself. I want to say maybe 4 years, maybe just south. 3 and 3.5, something like that.
Is there like a desk or something in this room that it would be like her desk or workstation?
No, this is just an entryway, foyer, some place
Can
to
I-
enter into the estate, but nothing that indicates that there is a reason to be in here, if not welcoming guests.
I'm gonna try and go deeper into the house and see if the detectives will be like,
Oh, I
Hey,
was just gonna
buddy!
Ask.
You can go elsewhere into the home, but Mara does not stop you. But she looks out and just says, "We gotta have some guards sweep the house. Seems the crime scene is localized entirely in the foyer."
okay. And your guys gonna look for an office of some sort.
Okay. Go ahead and make a search check for me, please.
And I'm gonna look for a bedroom.
All right, search check as well.
Motherfucker, man, my dice. Okay, switching dice.
Mother, father.
Mother, father.
That's a 7.
A 7? Yeah, you're kind of wandering around the first floor. The only stairs that lead up into the second story are in the foyer, and you just kind of like walked out into where the first floor is. So you're just kind of walking circles around all of the first floor rooms, and you can't find an office. You find like studies, not an office. You find a library, you find a drawing room, you find a bathroom. You don't
Okay.
you don't find an office, at least on the first floor, which is what you're looking around in.
Yeah, I went up the stairs and I rolled a 23.
23? Yep.
23.
You go up the stairs and you begin peering your heads into these rooms until you eventually find the main bedroom. And you look around. Doesn't look like anything happened here necessarily. The bed sheets are undone. Presumably, you can assume that Imaro was sleeping when it happened.
Can
Or at least
I
sleeping before?
Can I assume? Okay, so if it, what was the front door like? Was it a solid door, or was there any sort of window or peephole on it?
It was a solid door, just wood, no windows on the inside. But when you passed it, it was completely staved in, as if from like a battering ram or something similar.
Oh, okay,
Like whoever the assailant was broke in.
right. Given that someone would like have to batter that in, and the fact that I just climbed these stairs, would she like? I will guess I want to ask: is it a plausible distance that they would have met, where her bodies are like around the table, which instead of like farther to the stairs? Like what I'm thinking is, did she know the person and then get? I don't know. You know what? Never mind, Kyle. Can I just roll to find a diary?
Sure. Give me another search check for me, please.
I just want to find a diary. I'm rolling kind of. I had one good roll and everything else is under 10. Another search. I should just know what this plus is by now. 18.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah, you search through the bedroom, look
Check
at
under the mattress.
different books, check under the mattress, but doesn't appear to be anything close to a journal in the bedroom.
Well,
Are you guys gonna talk to the detectives and say, do we know what time this happened roughly, or is that still not known?
Late. We'll figure out time of death during the autopsy. But judging from the dried blood and the wounds that I can see on her and the stage that her body is in, I would say closer to maybe 3 a.m, maybe a bit earlier.
Knowing that, what time did Sweet Daisy see Dacton being carried up?
About 3 a.m.
Okay. Do you know? Are the other council members okay? Do you know? Are they?
We sent out some squadrons to go, check out the other council members just to make sure. As far as the High Council goes, yes, they all seem to be fine. The chieftain, however, he's missing. We can't find him.
He's missing.
Yes, he's missing. We can't find him. Not in his bedroom, not in the throne room. Nowhere we can find.
That is concerning. Do you think that this could be connected then?
Perhaps. Timing does certainly line up very well. So, currently we have a search looking for him.
As I come down the stairs, can I... And I don't think this is going to work because it is like... This did happen around 3 in the morning. But can I attempt to make a scent check to see if I can smell that same perfume that the guy wore or person wore?
Sure. It's easy enough to do now that you're standing inside the crime scene. You just kind of take a very deep whiff on the air, and you do detect very faintly on the edge of the blood and the and outside and everything and the people standing around a very similar scent to whatever was used to mask the person who carried Dacton.
Okay. I'm gonna pocket that information until we are far away from here.
Well, I apologize for thinking that you would need help, detectives. If you should ever need a hand, though, let me know.
I'll think about it.
Utgard will leave and wait for Tomo.
Okay.
I'll be right behind you.
The two of you leave, and as you're leaving, you can tell Mara turns over to Colleen and is like, all right, we should be about ready to back up the crime scene. As you go back out into the crowd.
Utgard's gonna poke his head in when we're trying to be like, what do you do autopsies here, by the way?
Why want to know?
Because I'm interested in the High Council member that was brutally murdered in their own home.
All right. She is kind of nodding and staring at you. You can tell she's not going to answer your question.
All right.
Bye-bye. But as you kind of make your way back through the crowd that is still out, you can tell quite a fair amount has dispersed already. But there's still quite a few people that are trying to get a glimpse. But you step back out onto the street.
As we're walking away, Utgard is going to be like, not loudly, but like a little louder than usual. Like, did you know that the chieftain is missing, Tomo? Apparently he disappeared last night as well.
What are you doing?
You don't know who's listening. Might as well put on a bit of a show for them.
What about me says I'm for show?
Nothing, really. That's why I'm trying to carry both sides of it.
It is around this time, Tomo, that you get a telepathic communication with Octha.
Hey, babe. So basically,
I can't believe you.
So basically, we think we might have figured out a way. Oh, this would have been the first one, huh? Basically, we think we might have found a way. We're safe, by the way. To like do all of the things that we were talking about. Yeah, I'll give you more information in a moment when I get it from Briga. And then I think like a minute passes and I'm like, okay, so basically what's gonna happen is we need, just let me know when you're all together and then Marks will come and pick you up. Basically what's about to happen is all of you Ellisborn are about to have your true names changed. And you should hopefully no longer be Ellisborn. If I'm understanding it correctly, you will be as you were before you went to the Hells. Not, like, memory will stay, but your body will be different, so hopefully that means that Tarathiel's link will be severed. It's the whole thing. Hopefully it works. It does sound like there's some danger, but...
There is the smallest chance that you get fucking obliterated, but...
You might just die.
Just really downplaying it, you know?
It's like the gif of Tyler 1.
Which
and disappearing.
which one? Okay.
It's a good
Okay. I think he doesn't respond to the first one, but because he was waiting for you to, you're like, wait a minute. It's like when he goes, all right, I'll let you know. It appears me and Utgard have discovered where Dagden might have been.
Oh.
There's a councilman down. When I say down, I mean brutally murdered.
Checks out. Do you think maybe that's what they were trying to frame Dagden with? Was that murder?
Possibility, maybe.
Alright.
Kyle, I
Are
didn't
you saying
smell.
this out loud?
No,
No, it's
telepathy.
telepathic.
Okay.
bond.
Kyle,
That's
I
what-
didn't
yeah, I-
smell Dacton there, did I?
You didn't smell Dacton there, but you know that whatever that perfume was masked whatever scent was there prior to the perfume going up. So if Dacton was removed and then the scent, the perfume
Gotcha.
was sprayed there, then it would have masked Dacton's scent, even if he was there or not. So you don't know for sure.
I don't know for sure if he was here, but the person carrying him was for sure.
That's not good.
He-
Alright, well, let me know if you find any more information, and, also let me know when you're all together, and then Marks will come and then bring you all here.
I think there's a long pause, and then Tom was just like, it's been a very long time since I've been a human. And then he just cuts it off there.
Okay. Um.
As we
do it alone.
Yes.
as we're like walking away, I'll share that the perfumed part with Utgard.
Okay. Do you tell him of what Akva told you, or no?
Oh, they got there safe. Cass and Oktha.
I expected as much.
There's possibly something that could be done about our situation. But
Which one?
Very many.
So many.
I'll leave it at that for now. And I'm just gonna point to my head and like tap my forehead or like my temple.
I'm gonna roll a wisdom check to see if Ugard understands.
All right.
I got a 12.
I
A
love
12?
that. I love
Probably
that
not.
Oxford in it.
Probably like. I mean, we're in a lot of situations. If one of them goes away, then that's probably good. But that's all you. That's the furthest you take it.
I love
And
that
then it's just
Oxford
like,
didn't explain the
whatever.
fact that there's a slim possibility of death.
I said there's danger. I was downplaying it.
Not just
Yeah.
death, a ceasing of your entire existence.
Yep.
Can you smell the perfume anymore?
I don't think so, but I guess I'll smell the air like a little bloodhound.
Yep. You kind of start smelling the air. No,
That's
you
a
don't.
nat 1.
Yeah, no, you didn't even have to roll. You don't smell it anymore.
I smell
The city.
food.
I think we should talk to Dactum, see what he knows of Imara. That's her name.
Imara, yes.
What he knew of Imara. If he knows that she's dead, what her views were, if she would have sided with him or not. We need to get as much information as possible.
As you exit the scene of the crime, new knowledge of what had happened the night before, making your way back to the tower, Nolson and Sweet Daisy.
Hello.
The two of you split from Utgard and Tomo after Cass and Octha teleported away and make your way down to Zakaya's room. What you remember to be Zakaya's room. Down a few stories in the tower. And you're now beside his door.
Are you ready? You're
Muted, Mare.
You muted, Mare.
Do we just knock again?
I am.
I think I'm ready. Do we have to talk about anything beforehand?
Do we want to be up front with him? Do we want to?
I mean, if there would be anyone to be up front with, it could be him. He doesn't exactly have a lot going on. This could be quite exciting.
This could be an opportunity to fully get him on our side, I suppose.
I'm more concerned about him being, like, in active danger. We still don't know what went wrong last night.
That's
true. Right. How do you feel? Are you ready? Do you feel professional?
I might not be showing it, but I kind of wish to vomit.
I mean, you're showing it in other ways.
Wait, what do you mean?
Your fly is down.
I don't even have a fly. That's just not even on these pants. This is armor.
You're like little drawstrings are like sticking out of the pant hole.
Wait, what the hell?
You have to tuck that back in there.
Ah.
Okay, I think we're ready.
Tame the beast.
Sweet Daisy's Sweet Daisy is going to knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and you can hear on the inside, "Give me a moment." And then after a moment,
Why is he
the
so
door
soothing?
opens up, says, "Ah, I was wondering when you two would come back down.
Hello, Zakaya.
I was just about to cut into the bread. Come, sit." And he closes the door, and you smell on the air the smell of cooking eggs and sausage. I'll have some food plated up for you in a moment, so please make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. And as we pass the table where all the food is, I'm just going to detect poison.
There's no food on the table yet.
Or, well, his, like, little kitchen station. His, like, kitchen island.
He was the murderer.
I mean, sure, yeah. No poison. Just food.
So boring.
He's wearing his apron also. And you can see he has 3 plates out on his counter, and he's currently plating up very, very nicely and delicately on each of them a single sunny side up egg, some nice cut up sausage, and then cuts into the bread and takes nice slices and spreads some bread or some butter across the bread, and he walks over and puts down 2 plates in front of you and says, "There you are. I hope you enjoy it."
Well, thank you.
So much. This just looks delicious. It smells delicious too. We could catch whiffs from out in the hallway.
Thank you. And he goes and takes off his apron and grabs his plate and joins you at the table.
How are you doing today, Zakaya?
I'm doing very well. I slept very nice.
Oh.
I bet you did.
Yes. These accommodations here in the tower are just very, very fine. Better than anything I've had before, and I am very lucky to have it.
Oh, I can imagine. Oh, this is delicious, by the way. Wonderful.
Thank you. I decided I would be a little, a bit more bold today, and instead of just salt and pepper with With the eggs, I decided to season it with a little bit of paprika as well. So,
Paprika,
Oh.
always a good choice.
Very good. Yeah, they put that on deviled eggs sometimes. A little bit of mayo. It's delicious.
I've never had deviled eggs, but I hear they're very good.
I love the immediate difference between Utgard and Tomo investigating a murder and Nolson and Sweet Daisy having a nice breakfast and talking about deviled eggs.
Yeah, because this man is the opposite of suspicious.
He's just so wheat bread.
But he's the type of wheat bread you want to hang out with.
He is. He's absolutely.
He's that
Meredith
whole
loves
grain.
him.
He's that whole
Meredith-
grain wheat bread.
Yes, he is. Meredith would be having lunch with this man every day. Sweet Daisy, however, she needs a bit more like ghost pepper in her mix.
I love her passive aggressiveness. She's like so cordial, but she's like bored to fucking death on the inside.
It's like, so how was your night, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. It could have been better.
It was
to be
quite
frank.
terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, not your fault.
Well, actually, we don't know that
Unless.
yet. So, Zakaya, I tried to send you last night, and you were in the thralls of a delicious snooze.
Oh, I apologize. I'm quite the heavy sleeper. I get it from my father.
Yeah. That's understandable.
Yes, quite a fortunate position to be in. So last night when I tried to send you, I was just making sure that you were alive. Luckily, the sounds of your snores let me know that yes, indeed, you had your vocal cords intact. You're familiar with Dacton, right? Like the chieftain?
The chieftain? I've had a few conversations with him, but he's still quite the mystery to me.
Okay, well, it may remain that way for a while longer, because his alive but very brutally mutilated and bloody unconscious body was dragged through the royal kitchens last night when I was making my
Oh.
charcuterie
Oh, we're being
board.
very
Oh.
direct. Okay.
Oh dear.
It was a bit traumatizing and awful, and the perpetrator who was doing the dragging got away. So
So
he may...
I was visited by some guards this morning just to make sure I was okay. I wasn't quite sure what the reason was for that, but I suppose if, the chieftain was like that, I suppose it's good that they came to check in on me.
It's very good. Actually, do the guards know yet, Nelson? Did we inform them? He's sort of in hiding right now because we're trying to figure out what's going on.
He kind of seems like someone was trying to frame him for something.
That's unfortunate. Do you know for what?
No.
We were hoping that you might know for what.
But if you don't, then...
I'm terribly sorry. I've spent the last few days here.
Oh, that's okay.
I wish I could help more, but this is all I can offer. And he motions to the plate of food.
And this is divine, mind
Thank
you.
Very
I know it doesn't make up for what seems to be quite the terrible night, but I hope it makes it better.
No, it does. Truly, just be on your guard.
I
We
will.
don't know what's
Thank
going
you.
on.
Thank you for the warning.
And if you have any other trouble, don't be afraid to come to us. We can provide protection if necessary.
Yeah, maybe
Well,
don't sleep alone at night anymore. We don't exactly know who or what's being targeted,
Okay,
but
just be on guard. I mean, you can sleep alone. You're allowed to do that.
oh, don't sleep alone. That's the most dangerous thing to do in the world is sleeping alone. Why do you think we've been jam-packed in one room like a pile of sardines in a can? It's not safe to sleep alone.
I will take
Not
the
at
necessary. I will take the necessary precautions. Thank you for your warning. The two of you are very kind to offer.
To offer
if-
our room? Are
No,
you coming and
no,
sleeping in our
protection.
room?
No, offer
No.
protection.
If I,
Oh.
if I have need of anything.
Yes.
What if he just hit you with the... No, yeah, isn't that what you were saying? You don't want to
Yeah,
sleep alone,
I want to.
You were asking me
I
to
can
sleep
come
with
have
you.
I could come have a sleepover. I'll cuddle with Utgard during the night.
I don't know who that is, but I'll cuddle with him.
I just know the name.
Yeah, I've heard it in passing. But if you don't mind, Zakaya, if you do hear anything, would you mind telling us? We want to make sure everything's okay.
Of course. If I hear anything on the grapevine, I'll be sure to have some servants collect you, so I may speak to you.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate it.
Speaking of grapevines, do you have any holes in your room? Not in you, mind you. In here.
What?
I mean, I have windows.
Holes?
Not that one. Do you like little tin pipes or something? And
No.
I'm gonna start looking around.
What are you getting at, Daisy?
You look around and there's no pipes.
There's no like little holes that we saw in the bar.
No. And to clarify, in the bar, it was just like pipes. There are pipes coming into like the space of the bar and running in through the wall. Almost like it was like plumbing or something. And some of the pipes were leaking steam.
Okay, so it wasn't like I was picturing like the movie Elf in the mail room. Where
No.
people are
No.
shoving like people up tubes and they're getting
No,
up
just
to different places.
just exposed piping.
It like an unfinished basement.
It was like just flavor. It wasn't anything like
Just
you should
exposed
take it out
piping.
of this.
Just exposed piping.
All right.
Yes, Damn, these are good eggs, and the bread is amazing.
Thank you. I'm very happy with yesterday's result. I've been, as I said, I've been trying to get better at baking. But looks like I am indeed picking it up rather quickly,
No,
which I'm
yes,
glad
you are.
about.
God, I don't know what to ask him now. We kind of went through everything. He's very genuine.
He's very genuine.
Or
Just-
is he
he just-
lying?
Shouldn't be alone.
If he
Uh,
is, he is a
oh.
good liar.
Have you,
He's on the
since the
council.
guards like checked in with you this morning, you haven't like taken initiative to check on any of the other council members yourself? You haven't gone walking around?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I knew the two of you would be coming around, so I began preparing my breakfast.
Okay. Do you happen to know, like, I'd be interested because Tomo is a lycanthrope. I can also have a great sense of smell. I'd be very curious if you would be able to identify a certain perfume that was present on the perpetrator last night. If you want, after breakfast, we could take a sabbatical.
My sense of smell, unfortunately, is not as strong as some other people's. I can help as much as you want, but if it comes in terms of identifying what a smell is just by smelling it, I'm afraid that is not something I can do. Unless, of course, you want me to detect the smell of bread.
I mean, it's like, how good are you with wine tasting?
I do it, but I'm nowhere in the realm of people who do it often.
You don't you can't detect oaky undernotes and
No,
puffs of
unfortunately not.
tansy.
I'm afraid to say that I read those on the label, and it's not something that I can taste. Just seems superfluous to me at least.
I'm gonna be so... You know what, Zakai? I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I don't get
You
it.
can't either, Nolson!
No, I just pretend. I just read what the label says, and I'm like, oh, Okie notes.
What are you talking? You spent your life sipping the finest the vineyards have to offer, and you can't tell the difference?
Like, it tastes better, but I don't know why.
Oh my
I'm
god.
afraid
we
I'm
had-
I'm not
afraid
gonna-
my palate is not quite as refined.
I'm not gonna lie, that was the most relatable thing that Nolson has said so far. I could tell it tastes better, but I don't know why.
I wasn't trained in that shit. I don't know.
I'm afraid my palate isn't as refined.
Well, if you had to recommend someone else's palate, maybe someone else on the council, who would it be? We may go talk to them next.
Ah.
It's gonna be Amara.
Yes, there is one person that is very perceptive. Her name is Imara.
Oh, great idea.
All right.
Oh.
Could you give me like a description of her so I can be familiar with her? I'll send her
Yes.
a sending.
Well,
She's rather tall. Shoulder
Well, if you-
length brown hair. I can just tell you where to find her. She should be in
yeah,
her home.
that would be easier than sending Daisy. Don't you need to like have a like kind of be more familiar than just that?
No, I sent Tomo and Dacton's family based off of just the description.
I'm afraid I'm not as familiar with her as I would like to be. All I can offer is a description, but I don't think it would be enough.
I mean, and if they live close by, why wouldn't we just walk over?
We could. All right. Where does she live?
And she gives you an address.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for breakfast, Sakaya.
Yes.
If you need any
Of
help,
course.
just find us. We're on like the 4th door down in hallway number 6.
Yes, of course.
Locations.
Thank you for spending your morning with me. It was very pleasant.
Yes. And that is some of the finest bread I've tasted.
Thank
You're
you.
doing- You are improving.
You flatter me.
You are stupidly good for a beginner.
Thank you.
It's ridiculous.
And he kind of makes his way and sees you out through his door. Says, I hope to see the two of you again soon.
Well, thank you.
And he kind of gives like a curt bow and then
Yeah. That's
closes
a
the
nice
door
bow.
behind
So
him.
who else doesn't trust him?
I
I,
don't.
I
Yup.
trust him with
Yup.
my life.
I do not trust him. I don't. He's
I think
giving.
I think he has like a perfume room. Like,
Yeah.
that is the
He is-
level of not trust I have reached. out of
God,
I'm-
you guys are so
He-
untrustworthy. Jeez.
No, he is for a council member in full of lycanthropes. Even the ape and like guy who was like pretty fucking lax. He
I
wasn't.
think he was planted here. I think
Yeah.
he's like someone's son meant to be incredibly swayable. I think he's like Plato. He's just
Yeah.
here for a vote, but not his own.
Yeah,
Either
I
that
like
or
him.
he is playing, or he is like,
playing dumb.
yeah, completely playing dumb because detect thoughts. Here's the thing: if he so much as thought that you guys might be like investigating something, like he was told by someone, it is very easy to redirect direct thoughts if they don't try and delve deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's just a genuine guy. I trust him.
With that voice, no way.
yeah, with that
As-
voice.
That's the
As the
secret
two of
villain
you-
voice.
That
As the
is
two
the
of you
voice.
leave Zakaya's room, going to follow the address to Imara, that's where we're going to take a short break. But we'll get back into it as Nolson and Sweet Daisy, you leave Zakai's room behind, and you go down with in an attempt to find Imara's house. You meet Utgard and Tomotaru on their way up. You kind of like run into them.
Well, hello.
Sweet Daisy is still chewing breakfast. Fancy meeting you two here.
We were just about to go talk to Amara about.
She's dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was brutally murdered this morning.
There's a lot of blood.
Got it.
so
Whatever.
we now know what Dacton's probably being framed for.
Yeah.
Excellent information. You two have had a far more productive morning than we had.
Hey. We had
What?
a delicious breakfast.
What did you do this morning?
We had breakfast.
We had
With
breakfast. That's literally it. We
It was very
just
delicious.
had breakfast.
Then why
We
were you
had-
gonna go see Amara?
I'm being completely serious when it's like, all we did this morning was sourdough and sausage and eggs, and by God, it was delicious. Zakai is an amazing cook. He didn't poison any of it. And then we're like, all right, we literally don't have any information from you. Let's go to someone else. Who do you recommend? Oh, Mara. That was our
so
whole morning.
he recommended that you go see Amara.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Did he say?
What was the exact reason? I'm trying to remember the exact reason.
Because the exact reason was she has a much better palate than he has for tasting wine.
No,
We
it
were
was for,
talking
like,
about
scents and
deviled
stuff.
eggs and wine the whole morning.
Well, we also talked about perfume.
Why would you
Perfume
taste?
that
Sense
was
of
on the
smell.
refrigerator.
Why would you taste perfume?
Well, no, it's sense of smell and palate, and we're trying to find someone who could help us with the perfume smell.
Mhm.
Got it.
Someone
And
who might
Sakai
be
can't do
familiar
that.
with-
He's not very good at it.
Oh! You know who might be able to? Do you know that shady fucking bar? Maybe there might be someone in there that could recognize the smell.
I mean,
Would you be able
Where
to
would-
accurately describe it, Tomo?
how do you describe a smell? I mean,
It smells like flowers. It smells like this specific flower.
It has notes of elderberry.
Kyle, if I were to try like,
It smells like lilac and elderberry or juniper berries.
would I be able to like? I don't know if I can. If Tomo can dissect a smell like that.
Make a
Can
knowledge
I?
nature check.
Oh, actually,
Or
I have
straight knowledge if you don't.
I have knowledge nature, I believe. I do. It's at a +10.
I apologize. The perfume is lilac and gooseberries
25, Kyle.
25?
for
Yes.
my reference to work.
I knew what
Not
you were
cast
referencing.
numbers,
You
but still
probably-
impressive.
I appreciate
You probably would be able to describe scents, but as you're trying to dissect what scents you smell on the perfume, it's kind of hard to pull apart. It's just a scent, almost as if it has been engineered to just be a scent and for it to be hard to describe or pick apart.
I do want to stress, Daisy, while your willingness to seek help outside has greatly improved since our first meeting, and I suppose I should say good job for that. This person knew what they were doing. Kind of have to. In a city full of people with heightened senses, it's not, I don't want to say possible, but they know how to fool the senses of the people they live with. I could tell you parts of it, but there's parts that are just smell.
So, hypothetically, we get someone from the bar who has smelled that smell before. Well, we don't have to go to the bar. Like, maybe a local perfumery would have it on hand, but we just have to get that person who has a chance of knowing what that smell was, take them to the castle, have them do a good sniff around, really get in there.
If it's there anymore.
And then, if it's there anymore, and they either go, I know exactly who has this scent. We have a whole backlog of people who have purchased this, and then we have a list of like 20 people. We get to go down the list and pick which one.
If they're still in the city.
If they're still in the city. But we would have location, names, better idea than just the whole city of people.
Why would they help us?
We could
we
bribe
have the
them.
badges.
That worked very well with Utgard and the bar. We could offer them money.
We also have the badges if it is a more like retailer.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm
That's
just
true.
extremely, and I do want to stress, extremely hesitant bringing more people in on this.
I do
you-
agree. I think that the less people we have in this is better, but there comes a point where the people that we have in our circle just don't have the necessary information.
Lex is forgetting his name, and I always forget his name. But I can picture his description so well, Kyle. Pray tell, what is Loverboy's name?
Thasriel.
Thasriel? Why is this
Oh,
so
yeah.
close to Tarathiel?
Thazrael.
Because they are the same character.
They're the same.
It's so hard. It's difficult as a DM. In my
It
campaign,
is.
we had Solara, Professor Cecil, Cecilin.
Yeah.
There were like 7
do that
different
too.
names.
Each DM kind of has their names ranges that they do. I use a lot of V's.
I use a lot of A's.
I would ask that before we go
We have Dacton
Picking-
and Declan.
picking strangers off the street to help. That I'd like to speak to Thasriel. I haven't seen him.
That's a good
And he's
point, yeah.
probably wondering where Dacton is. So
That would be a good person to interrogate. That sounds devious. To speak to. Question.
I would still like to speak with Dacton, figure out what he knew of the Imara,
If Amara
see if he
was,
might know why she was murdered.
friend or foe.
I also
We're
want to
also
remind you guys you need to
on
tell
a
Dacton.
time.
Or not Daclin. Declan about the thing tonight.
I don't know.
I
I
know,
was just
and-
about to say.
but I don't want you to forget about our NPC.
He'll insta die. He dies.
We also have
I like Declan. I
a
don't.
timetable. We have a Bridget-sized event tonight. They think that we might be able to. I'm not sure how, but fix the Hellbred thing.
Oh. Oh.
My goodness, that'll be wonderful. So we all get to go. Did you get word from Cass and Ox that things are going well with them?
In about the same avenue, yes. They got there fine.
So then we should tell Declan as well, see if he would like to join us.
All the more reason to go see Dacton.
True.
Let's start there, and then we will go see Thazriel.
The four of you
Making
begin
our way.
making your way up the stairs, over to where Decton's panic room is.
We're getting a lot of stairs in. Our butts are gonna look real nice.
Sweet
Meanwhile-
Daisy's activating her little boots and just levitating up them.
Meanwhile,
Fucked up.
Cass and Octha, is there anything the two of you would like to be doing in Keimhurst
I
while
think
awaiting
it's,
for word?
I think it's just Cass talking to Tama and Andre.
Nothing specific you want to do, Octha?
Um,
Just waiting?
Oh yeah, Mox, I meant to ask. Were you able to get Hadolin to the sanctuary okay? Was everything there all good?
Oh, yes. Yes, everything was perfectly fine. They had a room for him. I sent word ahead of time, so...
Okay, that's good. That's good.
He's fine as far as I know.
That's alright. Okay. Yeah, that's really... I mean, you still haven't told me, like, what you do in your free time, but...
And then Cass. Yes, you make your way to the main kind of council chamber where you first met with the king and his chief advisors and to plan your attack on the Bleak Spire all those nights ago, all those weeks ago. And you can see standing inside the room is both Endre and Tomet. The two of them are looking down at the map in front of them, discussing amongst themselves. A few of the other King's Council members are there also, and also Mirador is there as well. He is
I just
standing
remembered
across.
something we needed to do as well. So this is
He's standing. Yes, he's standing across from Tomet and Endre.
Wait, the Black Dragon, Mirador?
Yes, Mirador.
Briga's husband. Ex-husband.
Briga's quote-unquote husband. An ancient draconic, Cass will walk in and go, well, hello.
You can see the two of them look over at you immediately, and they both just kind of very deeply relax. They just say, oh, hello. And then they both run up to you and hug you.
I'll return the hug, and then after a long moment, pull back from them. Does Tom have a leg?
Oh, God.
Does he have a...
No. Okay.
I made the prosthetic for him.
I know, but is he wearing the same prosthetic? But Briga had a prosthetic that was metal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's wearing the same prosthetic. He has since gotten it to move.
Look over at Mirador. Good to see you as well. It's been quite a while.
Yes. Good to see you're safe.
Good to be safe. You too. Looks at his sons.
Yeah.
We have a few things to discuss.
Yeah, I assumed as much. We can leave the room if you want.
Yes, that works.
This is Tomet speaking.
Lead the way.
Tomet leads the way. Endre is walking next to you. Takes you to a more secluded corner of one of the hallways, just outside of the of that kind of like council hall. Says, "It is good to see that you're safe. But
It's good to see that you two are safe. I'm not gonna lie. That sending was terrifying.
yeah, but same can't be said for our home.
A home is the people you're with, not the place you're at. We can build
Yeah, I
another
suppose
one.
that's true. But I thought you were across the ocean right now.
It was. I have 2 things to discuss. So, let me start with, the fairly straightforward one. Nolson is, requesting the scroll. He might have use for it soon. I don't know the details. I'm not allowed to know the details yet.
And you can see Tomit looks over to Endre, and Endre looks at you, Cass, and says, "Yeah, I was thankfully able to grab it before we evacuated. It's stowed away. I can grab it for you though."
No, he's going to be coming here, so.
Oh, all right. That makes things easier.
The scroll, I imagine the scroll will likely be returned for you to guard it afterwards, but I don't know what they have need of it.
Yes, it's safe. It's safe.
That is the next point. Tarathril is able to see Halberd's memories. And as a result, he knows everything I know that has been spoken aloud.
Oh.
So we're going to rectify that this evening.
How?
Bridget has a skill set that would allow us Halberds to return to our original forms. There is a very slim possibility that it doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, I cease to exist.
Oh. You can see Endre just kind of laughs. Not because it's funny, but because he's nervous and just the circumstances. Oh. Well, I guess it wouldn't be the first time.
Cass is gonna grab both of them, pull them into another hug, and be... It's not going to happen.
They both hug you.
It's not going to happen, but it's a possibility, and I know I don't need to ask this, but just don't be upset at Brigga if it does.
I won't. We won't. I'll make sure. Yeah. You have my word.
Cass is going to pull back and put a hand on each of their cheeks. I'm not sure what you're doing right now, planning, I imagine. But I'm going to stick around for the rest of the day, so...
Right, if that's true, then, Tomit is saying this. I believe there's someone you should meet then.
Oh, that's right.
It's his girlfriend from Canada.
Yeah. This is not the best circumstance for that, I imagine.
Yeah, if you want, that is, I can...
I want nothing more than to do that. You should probably go talk to them first, though.
Yeah. I'll go see her. I guess I'll find you around here when
I'll be with Ender.
All right. And he starts walking away. You can tell he's not quite used to moving around with a prosthetic leg yet. He's still kind of limping, but he's walking.
Look to Endre. How are you doing?
You know what? I'll just be honest. I'm not doing great. Since you last, I don't know. Since you last came, I was trying my best to, you know, speak to all the kids I help, make. It feels like horrible irony that the more and more people we found that didn't make it, just more and more of the people I tried, being with.
Gonna pull him in.
Just kind of puts his forehead down on your shoulder.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're going to stop this, and it's not going to go back to what it was, but we're going to make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
He just kind of takes a deep breath and looks up. Yeah, I know. We're doing our best. And that's really all we can do.
It's okay if you need to step away, right?
Not right now. No, and so many people need us. The council.
There are other ways to help. You don't have to be at the war table to help.
There's still so many people who are missing. We need to find them. I'm going. If nobody else, I will find them. And he just kind of steps away from you a bit. Sorry.
Do not apologize. We like to say Tom is pretty stubborn, but you were always pretty stubborn too. I have no doubt in my mind that you're the best person for the job.
Well, we get our stubbornness from you.
To Cecil's dismay.
Yep. To Mom's dismay. I'm gonna go back with the others. It was nice seeing you again.
Andre, I'm gonna be here all day.
I know.
I'm gonna continue being here. Even if this doesn't work.
I know. I'm. There's some stuff I left undone. Maybe before we can have dinner or something. You know, eat. Food around here's different.
Definitely.
Very different.
Maybe I can commandeer the kitchen to make you something.
I think I'd like that.
Please. Please come to me if you need anything. And I don't mean need physically. Just if you need to sit.
Of course. And he just turns, gives you one last look, and then makes his way back to the council.
Cass just kind of stands there alone for several minutes. Not really sure what to do next. So he goes see about commandeering that kitchen.
Okay. Utgard, Oktha, or no, not Oktha. Sorry.
I was like, what's
Oh,
going
you're
on
here
with
now.
me?
Oh, am I dead?
Surprise.
Utgard, Tomotaru, Sweet
up?
Daisy, and Nolson. The four of you make your way back to that throne room. Through the doors you remember Dacton leading you through, back into his bedroom, where the entrance to the panic room is.
Has anything changed since? I know we were just in here, but
Yeah, no, nothing has changed.
Ugar is going to take his glaive and use the pommel of it to just knock on the door, knock
Right.
on the hatch.
You knock, and it's you. If it weren't for the rug that is directly over where the entrance of the panic room is, you would be a little dismayed as you're knocking your glaive against it. It just sounds like solid floor, like there's nothing beneath it. So you're like, I have the right place, right? And then
Right
before before you can really have those thoughts even more, the stairs begin open up into the panic room.
No, I will go down.
You go down into the panic room, and you can see Dacton is standing next to the lever that he pulled to open up the staircase, and you can see Declan is laying full on his back, his spear next to him, one arm behind his head looking at the ceiling, and the other kind of throwing up and catching a ball.
he's so
Man.
unbothered, and I love him.
Where
for
did he
that.
get a ball?
He had a ball on him.
You think that
He's
this
always
man
got
isn't the
that-
type of person to carry a ball
He
around?
got that
It's
dog
his
in
idle
him.
animation.
He's just got a tennis ball with him at all times.
His idle
It's his idle animation.
It's his idol animation. Yeah. He got
It's
that
the-
dog in him.
Motherfucker
It's
keeps
that,
that
and then-
thing on him.
And then his other idle animation is him doing like clapping push-ups.
Yeah. But once the four of you step down, he looks up and is like, welcome back.
Yes.
Dacton kind of nods to
Hello.
each of you.
We found out
I-
whose blood you were wearing.
I
Is
hate
he
to
still
be
wearing
the-
it? Did he change?
He was still wearing. Yeah, he did not change. He is still in the clothes that you found him on the throne before.
We should probably get that fixed. Should I can go upstairs and grab a new pair.
If
Sure.
that is fine with you, yes, I would not be opposed.
Amara was murdered last night. Around the same time that we found
Amara?
you. What?
Imara,
Yes. It
you
was
know how?
brutal. Blood, lots of stabs. Only thing that's who they're trying to frame that you murdered.
I see. Was there more? Just her?
As
as
far
we
as we
know.
know, just her. They sent guards to all the other council members, and they all seem like they're alive and well.
I see.
Absence has been noted, though.
Yes, I think they do believe that you are missing.
Oh,
It's lucky that we
That's-
found you when we did.
what a- if they're trying to frame me for this murder, would it look more suspicious on me if I were gone, like I was trying to hide?
That's a good question.
I do not know. I think that if they find out that you're hiding, possibly. If we play it like we found you, not really.
I suppose then that we should not stay in the panic room. Then I would not want it to look like I am absconding.
I would just be careful. They were willing to brutally murder someone in order to frame you.
I understand. I have known that our enemies are. They would take any measures necessary.
Did you trust Tamara?
She was one that I didn't quite know very well.
Hmm.
She mainly kept to herself. You can see he
Well-
kind of deflates a little bit. I'm sorry. Just a lot to think about.
Of course.
Should probably get you out and changed.
Yes.
Maybe find Thazriel.
Declan kind of stands up, grabs his spear, and just kind of waits for what the rest
Also-
of you are doing.
For you, Declan, we believe that there's apparently Cass and Octa have found a way to make it so that Tarathiel can't see our memories anymore. As far as at least that's as much as I've gathered.
Oh,
So we might
well, that's
be taking,
good then.
We'll probably be taking a trip to where they are later tonight.
Understood. Well, it's good news, I suppose.
Yeah. They didn't say how, right?
No, I
No.
did, but Tomo hasn't actually explained that to you yet, I don't think.
It is what it is.
No, I said, Bridget. Oh, well, I said a Bridget-sized event.
Yeah.
It's not clear how yet, but apparently they know.
Well, as long as we can keep you know who away from our memories, it's good, I suppose.
Yeah. You can see that when Ugard says that, there's like a bit of hesitance there.
Sweet Daisy's gonna come down the stairs and say, "How about a satin dress-up shirt with some khaki pants?"
Anything's better than this, I suppose.
All right. And I'm gonna come down with that clothes folded and hand it up to him.
It's kind of looking on. Would you mind giving me some privacy?
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Like going upstairs, maybe?
yeah. She's gonna crawl away.
Ugard will follow, but not crawl.
Yeah, I'm not gonna crawl, but yeah.
And Declan also goes upstairs.
He crawls though.
No,
He crawls backwards.
Declan probably jumps.
The girl's
Yeah.
girl. He will crawl.
Yeah.
Almost just like, well, take it off.
I want to see how much you've grown.
Show me your strength.
Is Tomo leaving? He's not gonna
Yeah.
do anything
Yeah.
if Tomo stays.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's gonna go. Of course he's gonna go.
Yeah.
I think like before he goes up though, he will say, on the happenstance that you did actually use your sword last night, I'm still here for you.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
And then he'll go up.
You go upstairs.
Yes.
There's a brief moment of quiet between the lot of you before Decton ascends the staircase, and wearing the new clothes that Sweet Daisy had procured, and then once Decton is out of the room, the staircase starts rising back as if it was never there.
I can't claim to be a master of politics, Decton, but I would not simply come out and say that you were hiding.
I agree. That is... I will be elsewhere. Just to make sure this is, well, believable. And he kind of walks over and opens one of his windows, turns over and says, "Don't worry, I'll be in contact later." And
Give him a head nod.
keeping a hand on his sword, he kind of steps out of the window, and then you see he flies off in his eagle form.
It's so funny to me that everyone we know can fly except Utgard. Everyone in the party can fly now. Dacton can fly now. It's like, Man,
the one
you're-
opportunity you did have to fly being a dragon. You got shot out of the sky.
immediately.
I like to think.
Immediately.
I like to think.
Loved you.
I like to think that's the reason why you haven't tried getting anything for flying again. Is because you're like, the last time it happened, I got shot down.
It just didn't work out.
The only time I will fly is if it is in a boat.
Yeah.
And even then, it's just glorified gliding.
Well, and even then, it got shot down too.
We're not flying, we're falling with style.
We're falling with style.
I just love the idea of Utgard getting like one of those like Viking rowboats, but it flies.
Good.
Oh, there is like a Norse thing. What's it? Oh, what? Cameron, do you know what it's called? Freyr's boat. The boat that flies, that folds up into paper.
God.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking. I just don't know its name.
I don't remember what it's called. But
Ugh.
you are now reunited with Declan, and now standing in outside of what the
That doesn't help.
of the panic room. What else would you like to do?
So we're gonna get to go see Bridget. We're gonna see how the dragons are settling in.
Maybe touch base with Thazriel.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they heard what Aaron had to say.
Yeah, she did have a question a long time ago, and then our boat exploded. That was quite the
Your cam is
endeavor.
coming out.
Look,
Just want to know what she's thinking.
Utgard doesn't know why, but he's very interested to hear what Aaron has to say.
It's his human spirit coming through.
It's his human spirit starting to talk.
It's just
Skid
universally
Vladimir.
interested in Aaron.
What if
Skid-
Aaron is
Skid
into
Vladimir, whatever.
gilfs?
Anyway,
Oh my god.
What would the four of you like to
Cameron's
do?
character cucks other Cameron's character.
Wait. When if I turn into a human and it's Nikolai, he might look younger. He might not be full old man.
So
Here's the thing. Erin is like 500 years old. So if she was gonna date anybody...
so the boat is called Skido Blonir.
Ship.
Anyway. What would the four of you like to do?
I
Going
mean, I feel like we should probably do something. To
Daisy, could you send Thazriel?
Do I need to send him? Just find out where he is.
Maybe reassure him that Dacton is okay. And in fact, not missing.
Alright. I can do that.
If you could stay vague, though. Dacton
Vague?
will reveal what he wants to when he wants to. Just let him know he's safe.
Okay. I can do that.
Oh yeah, someone else is gonna have to count for sending now.
Yeah. Whose fingers am I using today? Oh,
Me!
Oxus, the volunteer,
Yes.
who's not here.
Volunteers not here. Volunteers is
Yes.
tribute.
Spencer. Alright.
wait. Should we do it like Jacob is the first 10, I'm the next 10, the Cameron's the 5?
Yes! Yes!
That's funny. That's funny.
But remember to do it like the opposite way because cameras are mirrored.
I have to start with this hand, right?
So
Yeah.
I think I end with this or begin with this hand. I think.
Well, you
Sorry,
only
that's
have
Yeah, you just have the 5.
Using.
Yeah.
and then I'm this hand.
Okay, here we go. Sweet Daisy, you cast sending. What is your message?
Psst. All will be revealed in due time. Decton's fine. Everything's fine. Almost. Imora's dead. Not anyone's fault over here. Where are you at? Help.
You really just hit Thazriel with the you up?
I love starting it with all will be revealed.
All will be revealed.
It was starting it with all will be
Everything's fine.
revealed and then going into an explanation of it.
No, it's the fact that everything will be revealed. Everything's fine. This person's dead.
This person's dead.
You get a
Wasn't
response briefly, and he says, "Oh, that's good to hear. I'm in the city proper right now.
Amara's dead.
No, you anticipate. Glad to hear that Dacton is safe.
Okay.
Sweet Daisy.
So I'm so glad Amara's dead.
So glad that
and he
Amara's
says,
dead.
That bitch had eyes for my man.
I already knew about Amara.
My gay man.
He's meeting. Wait, what is Kyle saying?
He said,
Yeah, we need to let Kyle finish, please.
He said, I already knew about Amara. I'm in the city proper patrolling.
He's in the city proper patrolling. Is proper like a street, or does he mean like the whole ass city? What could that mean?
City proper usually refers to just the city as a whole.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to. He's just like Trebor. My goodness. All right, I'm gonna send him again. I'm gonna say,
Get your
What?
fingers.
Jacob, Cameron,
Oh my god, we're doing it again?
bring it in.
It's a hard job.
City proper isn't super specific. My dude. Could I get like a street or an address? We would love to meet up. I actually have never ended without saying all.
It ended on without.
You get a response. He says, I'm a little busy right now. Maybe later tonight.
He says he's busy right now and he wants to do it later tonight, but we're going to be gone. Do I send him one more time and say, fucking sucks, dude, doesn't work for us, we'll be gone?
Daisy,
Or
do
do
you
I-
curse this
do I
much
just-
around? Do you not curse? Like, I feel like this is the first time I'm really hearing you curse. Like, just today.
Sorry.
I mean, there's nothing to apologize for. I just, like, I feel like I haven't heard you curse before, unless I'm wrong.
No, it doesn't really ever happen. I'm just sort of, I'm a bit antsy in my pantsies.
Wear pants.
I wear pantsies. I've got little bloomers under here. I'm not going commando, Tomo.
You seem like the type.
What?
Just naked mouse under large skirt.
No, it gives like a sense of risk.
Are
If
you
you're-
going? Tomo, are you commando right now?
No, I don't like. I am not a thrill seeker, Daisy.
Look, I like a little thrill, but there is such a thing as too much breeze.
Anyways, I
Okay,
think that we can talk to Thazrael tomorrow if he is truly busy.
Okay.
I think
I
that
will let-
what we're doing takes priority.
All right. I'm gonna do one more sending. Get all the fingers up. Come on. put some shimmy into it. All right,
Gotta
one
do
more
like a
time.
JoJo pose.
Doesn't work for us. We'll be busy tonight. Tomorrow morning is better. What time? Meet where? What are you up to? What are you so busy with? I would love to know. Are you in danger?
That's no.
It ends at what are you
There's
so?
more.
Cameron, you gotta get better at counting words.
You're then crucially got to cut her off.
Before she starts,
you just said so many things.
before she starts adding in illegal words.
Like dinosaur.
Yeah, you do get a response and says, tomorrow morning should work. My chambers. And, well, I'm patrolling, like I said.
So suspicious. Says he's just patrolling.
It's
I mean,
Also-
do we
his
have
kind
a
of job.
reason not to believe him?
No, not really. I was more
His-
making a joke
Yes,
than anything.
You all remember that Thazriel's job is chief head of security for the chieftain. So he would be doing nothing but patrolling.
So suspicious.
Especially since the chief was missing.
Yes, I don't understand why he would be doing that. So, we get bedroom privileges tomorrow, everyone.
What does that
We-
mean?
What?
We get to meet him in his room. He, invited us to his quarters.
Why are you making it weird?
Yeah, you made it weird.
I'm making it
Daisy.
weird. And look, entering someone's space for the very first time is a very,
Wait, Daisy, we
intimate
just went.
activity.
We were
I
just
don't
in
want to get
Zakaya's
intimate
space
with him.
2 days in a row.
It was very intimate. It's part of the reason why I don't like him that much. He's too open. And he's so open.
He made
It's
us
like-
bread and eggs.
Yes, he did, and it was delicious.
He
But
gave us
don't-
really good wine for
He
free.
did. He did. But don't let that get your guard down. There's nothing under the surface, and those are the people you should trust the least. He's a good person, Nelson. He's a genuinely good person. Don't trust it. Not for a second. Keep your eyes and ears open.
Do you not trust Octha?
Octa's suspicious, so I do trust him. I trust Octa with my whole heart and soul.
I mean, didn't Octa like threaten to bury a person one time?
Oh yes, that made it better. It was so genuine.
I wasn't Octha.
Was it
If
not?
it wasn't genuine, was it? It wasn't like the
Do we-
Kalmaka.
Do we
I mean,
know
I don't
it?
really know. I don't think either of us really know Utgard. These are all secondhand stories.
Hold on. Tomo, how do you know it wasn't Octa?
Lex is backpedaling because Lex doesn't know what Tomo knows and Lex knows.
I mean, I will say of the party, it's probably Utgard and Tomo that know the most.
I like to believe it was Annalise. At least that part of Octha.
Would it sully your opinion of Octa if it was her?
The eyebrows on the mask, like, come together a little bit in like a how dare you eyebrows.
I'm just asking. Look, they're questions that need to be addressed eventually. Maybe not in a public setting. I'm sorry I brought it up. But I've just been thinking about it a lot, you know?
Would it be safe to say that the Octa Utgard knew is like not non-violence, but like tried to avoid violence? Okay.
That's
The
all
Octa
Jacob
I
can
knew
explain.
tried to avoid violence as much as possible. I don't think if they left for college that they'd suddenly be burying people alive.
Well,
People can
was-
change, but the change that dramatic, that quick, makes me question.
Hmm.
that's true. It was also under very stressful circumstances.
Still,
Tomo got put in a little orb. I don't know if we've told you guys that part yet. It was when I almost died for the first time.
were you two that close back then? That I mean, I could see them doing for you now, Tomotaru, but back then, do you think that they would have?
We haven't really discussed that. I know where I stood and when, but maybe that was something we should have talked about on the date. That seems like a date topic that we...
It doesn't really seem like a date topic, more like a, hey, I think we need to talk about something topic.
Yeah.
I mean,
would
we
bring
haven't really
close
had
together.
privacy a whole lot. And you've made it very, very apparent that we should probably keep the telepathy to a minimum.
I mean, you get to do whatever you want, Tomo. If you want to have little weird brain dating sequences, no one else would know except you two if you start doing weird looks, you know.
Just
And you're wearing a
sexting,
Most of this.
just sexting
You
each
know-
other in the middle of an open
Yeah,
conference
you-
room.
it's-
like-
yeah. Keep in mind this conversation is still happening in Dakton's bedroom, and Declan is just kind of like standing next to you all, just kind of like, so what are we doing, guys?
I love how often we just completely forget about Declan. Like, he's just like...
He's so forgettable until he's not.
He just kind of hangs out in the corners of the conversation. It's just like
Real whisper moment.
just waiting for you guys to finish up with whatever the hell
Hashtag
you're
not my
doing.
Lex character.
Man, Kyle, we got up pretty late today. About what time is it?
It's probably like mid afternoon, towards later afternoon.
I could send marks, and we could go early. I wouldn't mind a little extra dragon time.
To be fair, I don't think you need to send Marks. Looks towards Tomo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that we're going to be able to find much more out today. So,
I'm not going to deprive you of the need to talk to a dragon, Daisy.
Thank you. It's one of my very necessary needs. It's like it's right under food on the pyramid.
I will mentally talk to Doxa, though.
that's the only reason that Sweet Izzy stayed around Cass, because she needs to talk to a dragon.
We've grabbed Declan and
There's no words, Mayor.
Yeah, there's no words right there. All right.
we're ready.
This is the best bit.
Okay. What about Dacton? Is he coming as well? Oh.
I will be honest, I did not think of that. He will not be.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and let Marks know, and he'll come scoop you guys up.
See Mark's sitting very
I'll-
politely, probably has a leg crossed.
Hey, Marks.
Hmm.
They're ready.
Oh. All right. I'll be back momentarily then.
Okay.
And he begins casting the teleportation.
Hey, Tomo, can we start counting? Or I'll start counting, and then you let me know when to stop when Marks gets there. I want to know how fast he can do it.
All right.
1,
Oh my god.
2, 3.
you continue, you count,
5,
and it's you probably get up to like 45 by the time Marks has appeared beside the rest of you.
37, 38, 39. Okay, so 45? Got it. That's good to know, actually.
Good to know.
Hello. I was told that you're ready to accompany us to Keimhurst.
Ready as ever.
All right, give me a moment then. And he begins casting the teleportation circle. And
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. Yep.
38,
Arthur's just like making tally
39.
marks.
makes the circle, and as you all step inside and are teleported away,
44, 45. Wow, he's
Cass,
consistent.
you make your way into the kitchen, kind of cooking just to kind of keep your mind off of things. And you can see stepping inside is Tomet. He's kind of like looking around, and then he kind of sees you and kind of waves and makes his way over to you.
Him and slide over a small plate with not like dinner, but just a little bit of snacky foods.
Some food, yeah. I talked with her. I gave her the I filled her in on what could happen, and yeah, she still wants to meet you. So if you're okay with it, I'll show you to her.
Yes, of course.
She's close by.
I mean, I finished here, so
And
I will
he
follow
leads you out of the kitchen and takes you out into one of the nearby gardens, and in very close to the inside the doors, you can see there's a small platform, not so much a platform, but more like a bench. You can see there's a woman sitting on it. She She has her back facing to where the two of you are approaching. You can see she wears a very almost loose flowing gown, a very light, almost aqua, closer to turquoise color. She has short hair, the color of silver, that is kind of like braided very intricately. And as the two of you approach, you can tell she turns over to look, and she kind of stands up and smiles, and you can tell her eyes are a very, very deep, bright, silverish white, indicating that she is a member of the White Dragon family. And she looks at you. She says, "Hello. It's nice to meet you. My name is Froya."
Hello, Froya. It's truly wonderful to meet you finally.
And she kind of makes a very a deep, respectful bow.
When, Archie's like lifting up from the bow. That is completely unnecessary. I am just a man after all.
Yes, but it's really not every day you get to meet the reincarnated man of someone who created an entire dragon flight. It's truly it's an honor to meet you. I didn't quite know you as well when you were alive. Well, alive before.
Yes, you were one of Mullenkir's children, I imagine.
Yes. I am also a member of the first brood, as you can tell. She motions to her eyes.
Yes, it's truly, I wish I had met more of the white dragons. I had, but it is wonderful to meet you now.
Yeah. And you can tell she's a little nervous. And Thomas says, We met after the party. She was one of the many people who were, well, before the party.
He cheated on me.
One of our parties. She soon she's gonna be one of the representatives on the council. That's what she's training to do. She kind of
I see.
nods at that. Yes,
That is a wonderful goal.
Yeah, the current members on the council who are representing the white dragon brood, they're looking to retire, so they're looking for successors, and I am currently being trained to replace them. I'm looking forward to it.
That's quite the responsibility. Also,
Yes, well, Thomas told me all about how they do it on the council, so I think I'm quite well prepared.
well, considering some of the others on the council, yes, I imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to sit? And she kind of
Yes.
motions at the bench she was at.
Yes, please. He sits down. So, tell me about yourself. I'd love to hear more about this, quite mysterious woman who happened to catch my son's eye for the first time.
And you can see Thomas just kind of laughs at that and looks away. Says, yeah, I wasn't just about me. I'm not much of a fighter, at least compared to your son here. I prefer to be more of like a healer, if that makes sense. I practice medicines and anything down the art of healing, potion craft, things of that nature.
That's very commendable. That isn't an easy thing to study for.
Thank you. It's I learned a lot during those that initial war against Agranath.
Yes,
I
sir.
fancied myself a field medic. I saved a lot of people, but I still watched a lot of people die.
You're... That's something I regret had to happen at all. You seem fairly young to have been one of the ones on the field.
Yes, well, it was either take up a weapon and fight, heal, or stay behind. And I was not going to stay behind, but I wasn't going to fight. So, I wanted to help.
You made a difficult decision, and that's very commendable. And I apologize on the behalf of all of us Moog that you had to fight or be on the field at all.
Well, we all pulled together.
We did.
That's how we got through it.
You know,
So-
hopefully soon fighting will be over.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
We're making our way in that direction.
Yeah. I hope. I really do.
As do I.
You can see Tommy kind of takes her hand in his. There was some people back at the infirmary, which I need to go look after. But I took some time on my during some breaks to come meet you, and it is wonderful to meet you formally.
And it is truly wonderful to meet you as well. I hope we have more chances to talk.
Yes. And she stands up and looks down to Tommet, and she says, "I'll see you around," and gives a kiss on his cheek and walks away.
She's a
Leaving you
lovely
and
woman once she's far enough away.
Yeah, she is.
I'm glad you finally found someone, Tommet.
I don't think I would have if you didn't come back.
Then I'm glad I came back.
Put a lot of things further into perspective for me, I guess. Seeing you walk around again made me.
And I'm hoping to keep walking around.
Yes. I hope. Around this time, Aktha, after a minute and a half of just kind of waiting,
91,
So
92.
it's good to know, Marks, that if we ever need to
As-
call on you, we need to call a minute ahead of time.
I'm sorry, what?
Huh?
Yes, as he teleports in, and the rest of you are now here in Keimhurst along with Aktha. I'm sorry, what? What do you mean?
No, nothing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, all right.
No big deal.
NBD,
Um,
NBD.
I suppose if that means you're ready, I can bring you to where Bridget is.
Yeah, she
maybe
did
we
say
can
that she needed a little bit more time to
Cass.
prepare, but...
Really quickly, Mars, I was looking through some information on Jormungandr, and I was wondering, I came across something called, like, they called Jormungandr Jormungandr ve Utgard. Are you familiar with the phrase at all? Know what it means?
He kind of begins thinking. If so, it would have been thousands of years ago. long before recorded history even. I would need to spend more time with my memories, but if I were to ever give a guess, such is what they had initially had called Jormungandr before being shortened down to just Jormungandr. As for why, I would need to look more into it, but I don't know how many resources are out there to explain.
Right.
But I'll let you know if I think of anything.
Of course. Thank you. Man, he's gonna turn to Daisy. Daisy, are you able to send Delilah? You're muted.
Tiamat.
I haven't tried before. I'm certainly familiar with her.
She is on another plane, and I know that might make it's probably harder, right? That makes it harder?
Yeah, it makes it harder. But I got through to Leo's over in Arboria. I don't know how it would function if going to the, but I can try. This is sending number 4 of the day. What would you want me to ask her?
Just tell her that it's a message, or it's a question from Nikolai, asking if she is familiar with Jormungandr ve Utgard.
Okay, I can do that. Short and sweet. Could I get some fingers? Some fingers at Utgard.
Oh yeah, don't worry, Daisy. I'll help you this time.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no
thank
problem.
you. Delilah, this is Sweet Daisy. Nikolai has a question. Do you know anything about the phrase or name Utgard ve...
Jormungandr ve Utgard.
Sorry, retcon that. Jormungandr ve Utgard.
Love you, kisses, bye.
Appreciate the help. Thanks.
Okay, can you roll me a D100, please?
Let's
On a
see if
5
it
or
works.
below, you fail.
Oh my god.
A 5 or below.
It's a 5% chance.
You got this.
I don't know you that well. I don't roll you very often. But last time I did, you failed me.
Last time you sucked.
Today,
Yes.
you hold one of my favorite player characters' lives in your hand. You're very important to me. It's a 7 and a 4-0.
47.
Perfect.
Okay, you're good.
47. Okay.
Your spell connects.
Let's go.
And after a moment, you get a response. She says, "Can't say I'm too familiar with it off the cuff, but I'll ask around. I'll come see you when I find anything."
She's so she's not, she said not off the cuff. She's not familiar. But she's going to ask around, and when she finds anything, she's gonna come get us. She's gonna come visit. We're gonna have like tea and cake and something, maybe.
So we're gonna meet the Mother of Dragons again?
Yeah, she's gonna like come hang out with us. That's pretty cool. That's like a
Pretty big.
That would be really fun to have her come here where all of the dragons are housed. Marks, how do you feel about that?
Like, do you want to see your grandma?
Yeah.
Do you want to
you
meet?
met
First of all,
Do you want to meet
First of
Gam
all-
Gam?
First of all, I have no idea who the hell you're talking about. I don't know any Delilah.
Tiamat?
Tiamat. Her name is Delilah, your grandmother.
I don't know if that's how it worked.
Let's go see Bridget.
Okay.
Let's go get Cass on the way. I think I know where they are.
Cass is
I'm gonna
currently
ignore all this shit. Let's go find them.
probably Andrea and Tom are probably eating. So he's
Yeah.
I don't
Mark's
think Cass is eaten. But
leads you back through the palace, and Cass, you can see Marks along with the rest of the party, and he kind of motions and gives you that look, like, it's time.
here we go. Cass is gonna walk over and look over at Utgard and Toma and go, I imagine you were filled in on what exactly is happening.
Not at all. I was just about to ask, actually, what exactly is
Look,
happening.
man, everything's moved so quick since you guys got here.
Oh, okay.
I was actually hoping to talk about that before everything.
Right. Well, let me
We
explain exactly what is happening before we go into anything else, so that you can decide whether you're taking part in this. Declan, you as well.
Declan nods.
Cass, you have a very serious face on right now.
Yes. Let me explain. Brigitte, Briga is going to be naming our souls, our names. And she will be reverting us to what we were before we were hybrids. As humans, there is an extremely low possibility that it fails, and if it does, we will cease to exist.
Yeah, you'll be unmade in the eyes of reality.
Also, why didn't you tell them this?
I figured if I underplayed it, the sense of urgency would have kind of not been as intense. And it was more likely to get them here than an outright no while they're still gone.
You know, I would have told them so that they had more time to digest this information.
I got to say, this is, that's a lot.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, it would have just been Tomo shouldering this for however long it took them to get here, because, I mean, you know, it's a...
No, Ugod and Tomo were next to each other.
No, I know, but it's like, I don't know. The more times you say a thing in the presence of somebody, the more likely they are to hear it. That makes sense.
Is Bridget in the room with us right now?
No, Marks is going to lead you to where Bridget is.
And this is happening now?
Yep.
Right now.
For me, at least.
Like, a couple hours, I think. I don't know, she said it'd be easy if everybody was here.
At the same time, if we did it all at the same time. Which is why it would have been... I thought we were telling you at the beginning of the day, so you had a whole day to decide.
And you've had the day to like think this through, Cass? This is your answer?
I've had more than a day to think this through. I figured it would be a much lower chance of survival.
Okay. I think that I maybe need a minute alone with Cass.
Oh. Yeah, I'll
And
step out.
Sweet Daisy, kind of uncertainty in her eyes, looks around, like makes eye contact with everyone in the room.
Cass is gonna walk
As
out
you
of
make
the room
eye
to
contact with
Sweet Daisy.
Utgard, it's like Utgard isn't there. He's like, his head is in a totally different space.
Uncle, we're gonna step
Oh.
up.
Sure. Yeah.
Look at Sweet Daisy.
I would never in my life dream of influencing a decision that takes away your agency from yourself, Cats. I know what it's like not to have control over everything in your life. And I know you do too. And I know that you're aware of the full scope of what can be lost if things go wrong. What are you thinking?
Cass is gonna kneel down and take Sweet Daisy's little chubby cheeks in her hands, stroke her little fur, and go, "Do you trust Bridget?"
I do. I trust both of you.
Then I'm gonna share something with you. My whole life, I have never wanted to be a Hellbred. And when I learned of what I was, who I used to be, I have had such an intense longing. There's only so much you can do when you walk around and the average public will look at you with such fear, not because you're wicked or anything, but I'm frightening. And this isn't me. But I want you to understand. I've always been Frayne. I will always be Frayne. But just as much, I will always be Cassiel, the son of the Oracle. Nifty little trick you did there, by the way, not telling me the Nizumi meaning.
I don't think you knew that many languages, let alone mine.
I didn't. A certain tiger-masked friend taught me.
Of course he would. Of course he would be the one to do that.
So, if this works, I will be Frayne Illith, but I will be the Cassiel of the Munster Mash.
Okay. And if it doesn't work?
If it doesn't work, then I'm still here. Even if they unmake me in entirety, I will find a way. You will find a way, even if it's after everything. We here now. We know. And even if we don't know in the future, that doesn't change that now we do.
We do. Would you? I didn't think we would, in a way, both be dying very soon. I took my letters back from Oktha, but I've got one for each of you when I pass. On the off chance that there is a possibility, a future in where you don't get to read it, do you want to now?
You aren't dead, sweet Daisy. I think I want to live in the possibility that I never get to read it.
Okay.
He's gonna take the journal that he took back from Octa when they realized they were doing it later.
Mhm.
And he's gonna hand it to her. There's the chance that this journal will become empty. But it will likely still be here. So never forget that it's important. And here's the thing, we are really playing up the worst case scenario that is such a small possibility.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah, why would you do yourself like that?
The impossible seems to happen all the time with us. Do you think...
Oh?
That was Lexi.
Alright,
There we go.
Do you think that I would be able to remember Betty better if it was carved into me? I could make some kind of... I don't get hit, Cass. The only reason I got hit before was when I was saving Redwood. So, if I were to have some sort of scar or injury and it wasn't healed and then you go missing, then maybe I'll know something is wrong. Even if the book becomes empty.
You have a better idea. Rather than hurting yourself. You are the one person that can affect things that shouldn't be affected. I want you to open that book. He's gonna hand her a pen. Without the mention of me or context, I want you to write a way that you can find the Red Plains.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay, I can do that.
Look for your home in the dreams.
And Sweet Daisy's going to think very hard. And to herself, she's going to write down the feeling that that place gives her. The feeling of that place needing to be shared between two people who feel very, very trapped. Between two people who needed to escape, become something else, to finally be free.
Cass is gonna stand up as she's finished writing, and he's gonna look down and go. And when this is over, the journal will be filled, and I'll just have a little note in it.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's hope the others have had the...
Is that how it's gonna work? If it fails, is like all memory, all trace of the person is gone?
It'll be as if they never existed.
So, like, you mean the journal that Cash just handed to her that Tomo made?
Not so much.
I
Not
think the
so
journal
much
would just be
that.
empty
Yeah, the journal would just be empty.
for everything that Cass wrote. So Sweet
Okay.
Daisy's note that doesn't mention Cass and just mentions feelings should still be there.
Okay.
What about Tomet and Endreg?
Right,
I think
was
they would be
wondering about
around.
that too.
I think Cass just wouldn't be their dad.
Would they get a new dad?
I
They'll,
think.
Boogie, woogie, woogie.
an
Who knows?
idea. The idea is that it's not so much that they would know that they would have a dad. It's just they would know who it was, and they would just assume he died a long time ago, and that there's just no way to know who he is.
Talk
think
about
I'm also-
butterfly effect, the naming ritual.
But as you rejoin the others,
I
Marx
did
looks
want
to a lot of you.
but okay.
Well,
Cut up,
what were you
cut
gonna
up.
say?
During that, could I have pulled Octha?
Yeah.
Or let Octha,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, to the other side of the room or even out of the room?
What's up?
You thought this through, right?
I have. Yeah. I don't know what to say other than, it's your choice. Even if you don't want to do it, we still have a way to communicate without alerting anybody, and if you do it, we won't have to worry about that anymore, and we wasted all that gold, and it's really a shame, But if you do it, and it fails, I don't know what happens to me, because I think there would just kind of be a hole,
I was thinking more on the front that it did work.
Oh, in the front that it did work, we're all hunky-dory. I think that would be amazing.
I wouldn't say that, Octha.
Why not?
My past self held a lot of anger
Mm-hmm.
and the kind that builds over time with no real direction for it. It's different than what's in me now. My anger now has a purpose. Or I suppose maybe an outlet, but I guess I'm apprehensive that you won't know the me in front of you.
Well, if it puts you at some ease, I think I would. The way Briga explained it is, if it works, you retain all of your memories, you just change your body. And I mean, I'm not so superficial that would scare me away. We've been around a lot of people on warpaths. And to me, it seems like yours is the only noble one. And Noson's. Noson's is pretty noble. But I don't know. I don't think. I'll be honest, Tomo, and as codependent or as toxic as this might sound, I don't think you really can scare me away.
I suppose that'll always be a worry of mine.
I don't think it's a worry that you need to have. I know saying, that's like saying, like, oh, you're depressed, why don't you just try stop being sad? You know, like, it doesn't work, but the only thing I can give you here is assurance that I won't leave your side. Hell, I'll be in the room with you with the naming if I can be.
I do not know what I'll lose if I do revert back. I don't know if I'll still be... I would say accursed, but I've kind of grown accustomed to the shifting.
Yeah, I don't know if that would still be around. Yeah, I'm not quite sure because she's changing the base elements of who and what you are. I mean, you might be able to ask her, like, hey, can I keep this part?
It feels weird to say this, but I want it to stay, which is very contradictory.
Yeah, you've changed.
My whole purpose was kind of wanting to get rid of it, but we could just... I'm more capable with it. And I kind of feel I've made it into my own.
Yeah. I mean, not to like make it weird or anything, but like if when we make it to the sanctuary, you ever just want to like full wolf out and go like running in a field, like, you know, it's a possibility.
I'm glad it's that. That is not what I took it from when you said that.
We're not on
Just the
episode
slow-
69 yet, Nolson.
Just the slow head turn to Nolson, who's eavesdropping.
Yeah, no, we're all out in the hallway. We're all out in the hallway, and Octa and
Witnessing
Tomo
this
are having
very
this incredible deep conversation. Utgard and Nolson are just like sitting there, like trying to just be like, "I'm not here right now."
Not listening.
We've walked off a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, we
but-
could be talking.
No, I know.
We could be talking psychically.
No, I know, but it's just a funny,
It's a
funny image.
Yeah.
Just hear Wolf out.
La-di-da-di-da.
Wilson looks over, just like concerned.
I know,
would
I
say-
know it's not a wolf, it's a tiger, but you know, it's the saying.
I know.
It's like saying going ape shit.
I know this might sound, I don't know, drab, but on the small chance that I do cease to exist, at least for me, I've known since, well, basically I could comprehend my existence as a child, which was far too young.
Probably like 1.5 for you.
I know I've been on borrowed time, or essentially this whole lifetime has been more than I should have had.
I mean, you're literally talking to a soul inhabiting a corpse.
The nice corpse. that
Tomo is such a good flirter. Oh my god, guys.
that sounded
was
very. I
Foul.
Tomo Octa blushes but gives like a...
I regret what I just said.
No, it's okay,
Maybe-
that was just... You know...
It just
no, that was
All
like
of us had a
a...
Walmart moment.
now there's just like
My
a
first
real like
thing-
necrophilia energy going on here.
It is about this time when you can see Marks looking out over to you, too, as Sweet Daisy and Cass rejoin the others. It's kind of like it's time.
Cass is gonna look at Utgard. Have you made it to Saloon? And Declan.
Declan's there too.
Yeah, Declan,
Thank you for acknowledging him, because I don't think any of us were going to.
Yeah, no.
Girls trip plus Declan.
I do my best to try and remember our baby boy.
Declan just nods and says, "If this is the last time I should serve you, I think I will have served well."
We are so forgetful of them because he gets
Sir.
erased.
Oh.
Utgard
no.
looks down for a second. And he looks up at you, Cass, and says, "I know how much this may be necessary, but I cannot do this. It would be... I've done... I know it wouldn't be erasing my memories, but and he looks down at his hands.
Cass is gonna put a hand on Utgard's shoulder. I understand. I completely understand. My feelings are the exact opposite of yours, but they come from the same place. This is you. This, he gestures to himself, is not me.
And soon you will be you.
And you've always been you.
Yes.
In a moment, the Ellis-born have become very transcoded.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we have.
In a moment. I feel like a little coded from a long time ago, my guy.
Double transcoded.
Yeah.
Trans squared.
Square.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But Mark's...
I will be there, as always, but I will not be... He just trails off.
It's okay, Uncle. You know, it's scary.
Alright, he's gonna look at the other two. Let's go, we have a date with Destiny.
Am I allowed to be in the room when this happens?
I thought you were all being in the room.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I can peek my head in and ask Bridget real quick.
Mark's,
Is it like surgery?
I don't know.
Mark's begins making his way further away into the palace, kind of leading you all.
Is Entry and Atomic coming with, or...?
No, they have other duties to attend to. But he does lead you. When you eventually find a room, a personal chambers, high vaulted ceilings. All the furniture except some places to sit and lay down are arranged in the center, and Bridget is in the room. She's sitting cross-legged, meditating, almost. The moment she senses the lot of you enter and says, "Everybody who is doing it, lay down."
Okay. I'm going to briefly, when we walk in past Tomodin and Dre,
They're not coming.
I'm going to.
They're not coming.
They're not
They're
here.
not?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I would have said, there's gonna be a sticky note to each of them. It has something written on it. And then Sweet Daisy is going to continue writing down in the journal. She's going to be drawing and writing and drawing and writing. And she's going to have her nose in the book, staring straight at Cass as she lays down as well.
Utgard is going to be by the door, sort of.
Well, Sweet Daisy, you're not laying down.
Why are you laying down?
Are we sitting? I thought she said everyone lay down.
No,
Everybody
Everyone
that's
Everyone
who
who's
is doing it.
I'm gonna sit crisscross applesauce, just
You want to just become a god?
scribbling.
Will I remain afflicted?
She still has her eyes closed, meditating. She says, I believe so.
Oh, all right then. Tomo's gonna take off his mask and hand it to Octa. Give a little forehead kiss. And then go lay down.
Cass is gonna take off the choker, because that's not his originally. He's gonna toss it to Sweet Daisy.
I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna grab it.
I'm basically gonna sit down crisscross applesauce right above Tomo's head.
Mm-hmm. And as the three of you lay down,
Meaning
Okay.
Tomo, Cass, and Declan.
yeah,
Who?
Declan, yeah.
Not making that joke.
I'll
Bridget
keep making the joke.
stands up, her eyes gently opening as she looks around to the three of you. She holds her hand up, casts a spell, and flings 3 daggers against the wall. 3 daggers for the 3 Ellisborn. And then she closes her eyes, steeples her hands together, and begins speaking. A rhythmic chant in a language that you don't understand. A language that seems like it cannot be understood. As her voice fills the room, the volume increasing, you feel the sheer power of the words coursing through you down to the bottoms of your bones, almost as if this is the language of creation itself. You feel this energy continue to permeate throughout the room as Cass and Tomo, the two of you, feel yourselves sink deeper within yourselves, pulled away from the prescience of your body, down into a singular point in your chest as you continue to be pulled deeper and deeper down. Who wants to roll first?
I'll go first.
Do you want us to DM it to you, Kyle?
No.
You can tell me
Okay.
what your roll is.
For
I will not
suspense.
tell you
gotta
what my roll
please
is.
DM it.
I will not tell you what my roll is.
Guys, I'm having heart palpitations.
Go drink some Red Bull. It'll help.
No. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm starting to sweat over here.
Don't worry, guys. I'm
No, I
notoriously
believe.
good at these.
I fully believe.
No, Lex, you're notoriously good at hitting the exact
Guys.
same number.
22.
Tomo.
49.
And for Declan. You continue to feel your presence pulled deeper and deeper into a endless abyss of dark, inky black surrounding the entirety of you. You feel almost disoriented, lost, almost as if you forget why you were here. You look around for any signs of life when you see a small bead of a warm light. You turn to look at it as the light begins growing, shimmering brighter. And then it stops. A gateway of light. You just need to walk into it. Cass. Your hands and legs feel heavy. As if something is pulling you. But you feel something from beneath you, lifting you. You look down and you see purple scales. The form of Cecil. Her large, draconic head turning to face you. And though expression is hard on her face, she just says to you, "Let's go home." As she begins walking with you into the light. And Tomo, you feel the same weight. Confusion. All you need to do is walk forward, but it seems impossible. But you feel some hands. Take yours. But you look down, and your sisters are standing beside you, looking up and smiling. They grasp your hands and take the first steps with you forward. As the light continues to envelop your forms, you feel altered. You feel different. You feel yourself. There is a bright flash in the room where you are watching the bodies of Cass, Tomo, and Declan. A flash of almost divine light blinds you for a moment. But as you slowly regain sight, Cass and Tomo, would you like to describe what they see?
You got me sobbing like a baby, Kyle. Ugh.
I'll go first then while you cry your eyes out. Cass is no longer pale. In fact, he is quite the opposite. He has dark tan skin. His proportions look near the same, except for that elongated feature that was there before has fixed itself to be less salad fingersy. His hair has curled and has turned into a dark black brown. And as he opens his eyes are a dark onyx color.
Oh, I don't have my picture with me. It's okay, I'll send it later. Tomo, his skin also changes. He becomes more olived in tone, though not quite dark enough to... It looks like he's been like more sun-kissed. His black horns are gone, and instead of his white hair is it's almost as if the color from the horns dyed his hair. It's a deep black. It's shorter, curly. He's looks a bit more masculine in the face. His jawline being a little sharper, a little more rigid than the soft curves that Tomotaro's face that you all knew. His
You
shoulders. Oh,
Sorry.
I'm so sorry, Kyle.
No.
Um,
You may continue.
His shoulders have broadened a little bit. His ears rounding that into that of human ears. And when he opens his eyes, they are a piercing blue.
And you also see Declan. He has perhaps gone through the most drastic change, as where Cass and Tomo were originally humans, Declan appears to have been a spell scale, or not so much a spell scale in the same vein as Octha, but more akin to the spell scales you saw on the island. So he is more half-dragon in form. Very deep, shimmering, pearl-like opalescent scales. With solid yellow eyes. And as the three of you return to consciousness and sit up, taking in your new forms, the power in the room subsides, and Bridget kind of collapsed down to her knees.
We need a Bridget
As she
special
looks up.
stat!
She looks up to the three knives in the wall, to the three people around her, and she just kind of... Yeah, I still got it. And
I
as
have a
you...
question.
And as you take in the experience and the new forms of your allies, that's where I'm going to end today's session.
Woo!
Good stuff.
Hey Kyle, real quick, can we do a roll off just to see if Utgard would have lived or died?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I'll roll too. Yeah, the humans were going the non.
I got a 71.
You were fine.
Okay.
Can I roll off?
93.
You're fine.
Would it have been
20.
Utgard's family from Earth, or would
You're
it
fine. Who would have been with
carried
you?
me into the light?
It would have been Milo.
Yeah.
Kyle,
Then
you
you
had
should
me
have done it.
sobbing.
No. I'm gonna be completely real. As soon as it started, I was like, I should have done it.
Like, wait, hold on.
You're like, Utgard like runs in, like slides in. And,
Did you want to do a tad retcon where you would have done it?
I don't think Kyle would allow that.
If I'm going to be real, if it's something that you are going to regret, I will allow it.
Now's your time.
You can't give me an actual chance, Kyle.
We could do it now and then insert it into the episode
I
later.
actually haven't stopped recording yet.
If this is something that you are going to regret for the rest of the campaign, I will let you change your mind.
There's not many opportunities for this.
It's true.
I'm just saying.
Do you
Noel
need
got
a
one of
bath?
those.
Do you need a pee break to think about it? We could take 5.
Kyle, how much time is it? How long does this deal last?
It lasts really until today. Like
Until the recording stops.
After this, Meredith and I have to go to my parents' house. That's like
do
that's like the
laundry.
cutoff. Yeah, that's like the
And
cutoff.
eat dinner. And pick up my plants.
So I'm going to have to be leaving pretty soon.
Oh, fuck.
We are here.
Just do it.
I'm just saying, you
Go
did
take a
already
pee
win
break.
the roll off.
Go take a
Carl,
pee.
We will
let's
roll
try
off again
Oh,
if
God.
you wish to do it.
Oh my god, the risk is there.
Also,
We could
Just so
do
the
it
risk is
time.
there, so it's not a retroactive. Yeah, there's
Right,
no
right.
risk, so I'll do it.
You know you want to.
It would be a big fuck you to Trathril.
it would.
That moment was so good between you
That was
and
good.
Casto being like, I've never been me. This is you.
Yeah, that was really good.
There's a lot.
This is
okay.
the body you
There's two
married your
directions, very
widowed
easy
wife
to do.
in.
Okay, here I'm gonna sort of do
Roll
a
for
little.
yourself.
No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do a little dump, a little Cameron mind dump here. So
Okay.
Utgard, he has a lot of connection to his past self, right? Like the connection to his self on Earth is really important to him, but so is like everything that he's lived here. And right now, I don't know how he would combine the two and like how it would feel, and like a lot of it is like. He like in the back of his mind, something that he is also thinking about is like, look, if we, because Sarathiel is going to be pissed of Hellbreds rejecting their Hellbred form,
Mm-hmm.
and Utgard doesn't necessarily want to do that because it's like, part of it is a lot of it is like this is who I am, but also it's like I might have like an in and be able to get some information out of him if I stay Hellbred. And it's just like lose it, because if he makes that decision to go into human, he in my head he loses that relationship for sure. Like
Well,
there's
you know
no
how
way that
I
he's
felt
ever going to
when I
talk to
got
Tarathiel
kidnapped.
again. And at least on like good terms.
Yep.
On that
But
way, I'll just say fuck that guy.
It's a big choice. I completely get what you mean,
No, it's all
Cam.
good.
Cause
I will give a counterpoint though. You are the only one in the party he would keep alive if he fought us now.
Mhm.
Would Utgard be able to live with that?
That's a good point.
Would
Yeah.
Utgard think that it would be an advantage to Octha if he stayed Hellbred? To his active Niefling.
I mean, because Tarathiel has shown that he does not care about the lives of the party, right?
Yeah. Other than the
Very
Hellbreds.
Explicit.
He has cared about the lives of the Hellbreds, just not the
He
rest.
actively
Yes.
didn't touch him.
Also, Lex, you were right. I've gotten like weirdly good at a slinky for this being like the first time ever trying to like do anything with one.
I know. I've been watching you, and I'm filled with rage.
Also, Cam, are you letting your excitement make the decision for you? Like don't let the anxiety of the time limit put pressure on the choice that you made.
I am going to